is a crucial AFC North matchup in the Cincinnati jungle, Paycor Stadium. The Steelers entering this game 8-3, looking to improve to 9-3. Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense, very impressive. They want to continue a hot run, but they are going cold, starting off 4-7. But they want to end the run on a 6-game winning streak to make an improbable playoff push. It's not out to question, but given their strength of schedule, anything is possible. Hello, everyone. I am Alec Nava. Welcome to the Queen City at Cincinnati, Ohio. The Steelers are looking to avoid consecutive division losses traveling to Ohio for the second straight week. This time, they'll go to southwestern Ohio to face the Bengals, coming off a Thursday night loss at a snowy Huntington Bank field, losing to the Jameis Winston-led Cleveland Browns. So as we look into the Steelers, first off, Joe Burrow is second in the NFL in pass attempts, and by the time the week is over, he'll be first, in large part because he has to. Cincinnati can't run the ball at all, so they all but lured into passing more than any team in the league. Ja'Marr Chase is in the midst of a terrific season where he led the NFL with 1,056 receiving yards. The duo of Chase and T. Higgins is in the mid that can do what they lean on. And the Steelers have to take advantage of the ball being in the air for so much. Interceptions, strip sacks, forced fumbles after a catch, whatever it may be. Pittsburgh's defense has to show up and do so in crucial moments where they just could not do so against the Cleveland Browns, especially on fourth down. Burrow has thrown just 4 picks on the year compared to his 27 touchdowns, so interceptions have been few and far between for the star QB. But the last time he faced the Steelers in Cincinnati, he threw 4 picks. That's something to note about. It's the second is to prepare for a potential shootout. And the Steelers have shown that they can win a shootout when they defeat the Washington Commanders 28-27 in Week 10. While the defense is a very good one, slowing down Burrow and Chase has been a task proven to be near impossible. Since he's going to get theirs, but the job of the Steelers offense is to keep pace. DJ Watt also has to have a reminder game. He had a bad game against the Browns, and Myles Garrett ran his mouth after the game, saying that he is better than Watt. Then show everyone that 90 has always been better than 95, turning this into a TJ Watt game. Take advantage of the Bengals' lackluster offensive line, get to Burrow, put him on the ground, put the stamp on a potential second Defensive Player of the Year award. So looking at the potential matchups that we can see for this game, first we're going to look at Peyton Wilson versus Chase Brown. Brown is a dual threat running back, and the Steelers could benefit from having Peyton Wilson show him throughout the contest. Second is to double cover Ja'Marr Chase early and often. T. Higgins should be blanketed by lockdown corner Joey Porter Jr. Ja'Marr Chase could be doubled with Dante Jackson and Minka Fitzpatrick. Third is to force Burrow out the pocket. Burrow is one of the lowest times to throw in the NFL, and Pittsburgh thrives on pressuring the QB, which is an ideal matchup for the Steelers' pass rush, especially with the Bengals' lackluster offensive line. Fourth for the Steelers' matchups against the Bengals between defense versus offense, Deshaun Elliott on Mike Gesicki. Elliott stood out for the Pittsburgh defense this season, who completely neutralized the threat that Gesicki poses to the Bengals offense. And fifth is to limit man coverage play calls. The Steelers defense favors man coverage, but this intimidating Cincinnati offense could be better neutralized, switching to a primarily zone-based approach in Week 13 for what we could possibly look for the defensive keys. So defense, for what we could look from the Steelers and their concerns, that the Bengals have the number 1 passing offense in the NFL. And AFC North matchups tend to be unpredictable. Even with the Steelers at 8-3, the Bengals at 4-7, the Steelers do have a habit of playing down to competition, as seen in the Browns game just last Thursday. They could not get production from the receivers not named George Pickens, but one player that would be of note, Mike Williams, who is the Steelers' deep threat, who they got for the New York Jets. The offensive line, despite having Mason McCormick filling nicely in the place of James Daniels, the play has regressed over the last couple of weeks, so that's another concern for them. Cincinnati on their keys for potential victory. So in this, for them, it's the playoff mentality. Joe Burrow has to be playoff Joe Burrow. They have to be quick on offense, Zach Taylor also has to be willing to take the risk necessary to win at all costs, both him and offensive coordinator Dan Pitcher. They have had moments, but repetitive big moment mistakes have buried them in the standings and 10th in the AFC. This is where they have to turn it on, or the season will be over. Second is Jermaine Pratt, who is the most underrated player on the defense in terms of contributions to his success, and an intense and vocal leader with the passion to push his teammates to the highest potential. He can stand up and make a big play in the biggest moments. This defense doesn't have to be great. They have to make a few plays, and Pratt is a big part of how they can do that. Whether it's a short yard stop, or ripping the ball out to give it back to the offense. And he is going to have to do a lot more, especially given that Logan Wilson will not suit up today. Third is the secondary. The Bengals enter Week 13 with 3 struggling veterans, a day-free rookie, and Mike Hilton starting in their secondary. It's not a great situation for any team, particularly one that's only one player generating pressure on the QB. So day-free rookie, the secondary needs to be locked in and play at the top level. Von Bell is as good as he can be, but at this point, he needs to be Jordan Battle, arguably a strong safety. There could be mistakes, but turnovers need to be made as well. Geno Stone needs to find the football. Cincinnati brought him in to replace Jesse Bates, but he hasn't been even Bush-liked. Sport is to create pressure. They have to figure out how to create more pressure opposite Trey Hendrickson. It's clear that it's going to come down for the defensive line. They could play Myles Murphy more, but even that isn't enough. They have to scheme blitzes specifically to defeat the protection, utilizing Hilton in this area and backup linebackers like Akeem Davis-Gaber and Maimano Meta. Could also be a good way to get Dejon Anthony and Tyson Anderson in the defense. And fifth is the bye weeks. Bye weeks are all locker room ping pong. Cincinnati's coaching staff has a history of making schematic changes at the bye week that have been a big impact down the stretch. Something's got to give on the defensive side of the ball, and they need to figure out how to run the ball effectively against good defenses. Entering today, Josh Newton, rookie corner, is set to get his first start, and efforts should be made to get more out of other rookies like Chris Jenkins and McKinley Jackson. Then, of course, there is Jermaine Burton. They have to figure out how to unlock his playmaking potential. He is too talented not to be able to torch the defense once or twice a game when the majority of focus will be on Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins. We go to our starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Under center, Russell Wilson. Running back is Najee Harris. Outside receivers are George Pickens and Van Jefferson. Slot receiver is Calvin Austin. Tight end is Pat Freiermuth. Offensive line left to right, Dan Moore, Isaac Sumalo, Zach Frazier, Mason McCormick, and Broderick Jones. This defensive starting 11 goes like this. Up front are Keanu Benton and Cam Hayward. Edge rushers are TJ Watt and Nick Herbig. Alex Highsmith is missing his third straight game with an ankle injury. Inside linebackers are Patrick Queen and Elandon Roberts. Outside corners, Joey Porter Jr. and Dante Jackson. At the slot corner is Beanie Bishop. Deep safeties, Deshaun Elliott and Minka Fitzpatrick. Special teams, it begins with kicker Chris Boswell, punter Corliss Waitman, long snapper Christian Cooch. Return men are Cordaro Patterson and Calvin Austin. Cincinnati's offensive starting 11 begins with Joe Burrow under center. Running back is Chase Brown. Outside receivers, Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins. Andre Yoshibash is the slot man. Mike Gesicki, the tight end. Offensive line left to right, Orlando Brown Jr., Cordell Volson, Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, and Amarius Mims. I had to get his name. I admittedly had to get his first name correct at that point. Right, Amarius Mims at the right tackle spot. Interior linemen are B.J. Hill and Chris Jenkins Jr. Edge rushers are Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson. Because of the injury to Logan Wilson, as he will miss this game with a knee injury, along with Sheldon Rankins, who's out with an illness, the linebacker core for Cincinnati consists of Jermaine Pratt and Joe Bashi. Outside corners are Josh Newton and Cam Taylor-Britt. Slot corner is Mike Hilton. Deep safeties, Von Bell and Geno Stone. Special teams, Evan McPherson's the kicker, Ryan Rico the punter, Cal Adamides the long snapper. Chase Brown and Jermaine Burton are the two return men. Inactives, we start with the Steelers on the inactive list. Kyle Allen is the emergency third quarterback. Healthy scratches are Jonathan Ward, Scotty Miller, Max Sharping, and out with a knee injury, or ankle injury, Alex Heisman. On the injured reserve include Cameron Johnson, Roman Wilson, C.J. Henderson, Corey Trice Jr., Montravius Adams, Cole Holcomb, Nate Herbig, Troy Fautanu, James Daniels, Ryan Watts, David Perales, and Marvin Leal. Holcomb has been out since last season with a knee injury, and which his knee twisted backwards off friendly fire from Demonte Casey. He is still on the physically unable to perform list, so he will be missing more time as his rehab continues on. An active list for the Bengals. It begins with Trenton Irwin, Tanner McLaughlin as healthy scratches. And out with an illness, Sheldon Rankins, Logan Wilson will miss this game of a knee injury. Charlie Jones will miss the game of a groin injury. So those are the inactive lists for both teams as we look at the 6 matchups to watch. TJ Watt's just 7.5 sacks this season, but he will undoubtedly look to disrupt Joe Burrow and make him uncomfortable in the pocket. Amarius Mims will get his toughest test at this point in time. The first-round pick has faced elite edge rushers like Max Crosby this season, but the relentless playmaking ability of TJ Watt is a different challenge. TJ primarily lines up against the right tackle, which means Mims will need to hold his own. If he can, Cincinnati will use their backs and tight ends in the passing game more effectively. Secondly, as we look at possible matchups, the Bengals' defensive front against Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. The days of Ben Roethlisberger throwing for 5,000 yards are long gone. Pittsburgh has gone back to a more traditional approach. Strong defense and a heavy run game. They've attempted the third most rushing plays in the league this season, but are averaging just 3.9 yards per carry. It can play to Cincinnati's favor. The front seven has struggled against the run in 2024, allowing the 4th most rushing yards. Forcing Pittsburgh to become one-dimensional will be critical. If the Bengals can shut down Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, that could be a big step forward. Josh Newton and Cam Taylor-Britt against George Pickens and Van Jefferson is another key matchup. The Bengals secondary has been a huge liability, hindered by injuries and inconsistency. The Steelers don't have the most talented receiving corps, as George Pickens has proven dangerous, averaging over 8 targets per game in the last 3 weeks. Josh Newton steps into the lineup with DJ Turner on injury reserve and likely to be tested because of his inexperience. Cam Taylor-Britt was benched last week because of his struggles, but he needs to regain his form after the bye. If he and Newton step up, possibly a better chance to side for the Steelers' passing game. But do remember, Pickens has turned on another gear. Cam Hayward has been a thorn in the Bengals side for years, and the future Hall of Famer continues to disrupt games in his 14th season, his age 35 campaign. 5 sacks of the defensive interior this year, and his presence will test the interior O-line of Cincinnati. Bolson and Kappa struggled, allowing 9 sacks combined. And interior pressure from Hayward can be especially disruptive, limiting Burrow's ability to step up the pocket to avoid edge rushers like Watt. 5th is Joe Burrow against the weight of the Cincinnati Bengals franchise. The 4-7 record doesn't show how competitive they have been. Every loss except one of them have been in close games. The main reason they've been in contention, Joe Burrow. He's been playing at MVP caliber levels, even as the team around him falters. The Bengals' run game has been inconsistent, whether it be Chase Brown, Zach Moss, and this is without Khalil Herbert even getting a snap at offense. And even Evan McPherson's struggle with long-distance kicks in clutch situations. Even so, despite all, Burrow is the main reason the Bengals are alive. If they're going to make a playoff run, it's going to be on Burrow's shoulders. And 6th and last week, Zach Taylor and Mike Tomlin. Coaching will play a pivotal role in this game. Tomlin has solidified his reputation as one of the NFL's best coaches. Taylor's abilities are under huge scrutiny and heavy scrutiny. Cincinnati struggles this year have put multiple assistant coaches on the hot seat. Taylor himself may not be immune. In tight games where plans unravel, it's on coaches adapting a guide the team to victory. And Mike Tomlin, he's a future Hall of Fame coach, and no doubt he'll get it over up front. Pittsburgh wins the coin toss. They will defer to the second half. We're on the way here from the Queen City. Let's get rocking and rolling. Jermaine Burrow on the return. Onto the right side, he'll return this over to the 36-yard line to begin this game. That is where Joe Burrow and company will start their first drive. 31 degrees Fahrenheit over at Paycor Stadium. 7 miles an hour on the wind. So it is cold weather already. Playoff weather. Something that Cincinnati's used to. Even the Steelers are used to. AccuWeather says 28. West-northwest winds at 5 miles an hour. Wind gusts at 9 miles an hour. Fair air quality. One man motions around and then lines up to the right of Burrow. Steelers send out 5 on the first play. Burrow's uncomfortable, has to get it off, and finds his man. Did he drop it? He did not hold on to it. Ja'Marr Chase had it, and it popped out of his hands as he was trying to adjust to make the catch. Joe Burrow was uncomfortable as he felt the Steelers' presence. On the pass rush, 5 guys on the blitz. The offensive line in front of him, Brown, Cody Ford at left guard instead of Cordell Volson. Chase Brown lined up right behind Joe Burrow in the pistol, now the shotgun. Steelers preparing to send out a blitz. It'll be the first running play at the Bengals. That gets swallowed up immediately. Loss of 2. They're backed up at the 35, courtesy of Keanu Benton. 95 in white. And defensively, when we think about this Eagles assembling the all-Georgia defense, perhaps there could be a conversation about the Steelers assembling the all-Wisconsin defense. Benton, TJ Watt being the main 2 on that front. Isaiah Loudermilk, also coming from Wisconsin. This will be 3rd and 11. There was a loss of 1.5 yards. Empty set for Cincinnati. Steelers preparing on a dime package. And there may be a false start. A flag is thrown, 2 flags down behind the line of scrimmage, and maybe a false start against the Bengals. Orlando Brown Jr. called for it. They got the call from Sean Hockey, our referee for today's game. Terry Killens, the umpire. Patrick Holt, the down judge. Tim Pedraza, line judge. Jason Lynette, field judge. Jim Quirk, side judge. Jimmy Russell, back judge. Jamie Nicholson, replay official. And Adam Choate, the replay assistant. 3rd and 16 now as Cincinnati is backed all the way up. They're reverting back to a shotgun set. Steelers have 4 guys, now 5 guys at the line of scrimmage. Rushing 4. Oh my goodness, Ja'Marr Chase got away from that one. It was a drag route, but it was nowhere close to a first down. That was sent out the punt unit. Ryan Rico, a quick free and out here for the Bengals to begin this game. Got Patrick Queen right on him to guard him. It was zone defense this time from Terrell Austin as Queen tried to wrap him up around. And Chase shook him off, but couldn't get away from the reinforcement, Devontae Casey. Rico's going to punt. Calvin Austin will return. Long snapper is Cal Adavidis, Pitt product. Rico's a rookie punter. He delivered the longest punt in Bengals franchise history in Week 1 against the New England Patriots. As his kick is up, that longest punt was 80 yards, by the way. And Austin will step up to the 15-yard line. Call for a fair catch. It will call for Jeff Russ onto the field for the first time today. Out there with Pat Freiermuth and Najee Harris, who were both picked in the 2021 NFL Draft with the first 2 selections. Harris from Alabama, Freiermuth coming from Penn State. And they've been integral to this Steeler offense. Last week, he started with 147 passing yards, but finished with 123 to the end, making in key play after key play. Austin comes in late, fresh from the punt return. And how much will Cincinnati's defense be affected by the absence of Logan Wilson is another question to consider. As Jermaine Pratt is the vocal leader of this defense, Joe Bashi will take the role of Wilson. Freiermuth motions to the left of Dan Moore. Here's Wilson, shotgun play on the first play of the game for the Steelers, and that was knocked out. Flag comes in, multiple. Austin is down in a heap of pain. It was Akeem Davis-Gaber getting a start for the injured Logan Wilson as medical examiners check in on the injured Austin. Bang, bang play is Davis Gaber was definitely leading onto Austin and prevented him from making a possible catch. It was not even fighting for the football. He was just trying to make a hit instantly. Turning over his shoulder and delays the hit right up until Austin was trying to make the catch. We'll step away for a moment. To some Steeler fans, that hit looked almost very eerily similar to when Vontaze Burfict knocked out Antonio Brown in the wildcard playoffs in the 2015-2016 season. When Burfict, he delivered a vicious hit to Brown's head, and Brown lay motionless onto midfield. So Austin got up on his own, though. He is okay. But that big shoulder hit prevented Austin from making a catch, and that set the Steelers up at their own 38. Motioning left and then back right to the slot is Van Jefferson. Single back formation. Audible called here. Play clock down to 4. Running back is lined up at the 30-yard line. Play fake here is Wilson. Swing pass for Harris. Makes one man miss. Harris still going, getting several blocks. And he's surrounded by a swarm of Bengal Tigers at the 45-yard line. And several whistles blow. This could get testy. You know that these two teams are rivals of each other, as Broderick Jones discussing with Trey Hendrickson. Gain of 7 on that first play. On the offensive as a lineup, Moore, Sumalo, Frazier, McCormick, and Jones. 2 rookies on this offensive line, Frazier and McCormick. Russell Wilson working of his offense. On the run, they rank 8th. On the pass, 26th. 19th ranked offense is Van Jefferson motions right. Fake it over to Harris, and here's Wilson who throws it away. Closest man was Jefferson, thrown away to the Bengals sideline. 3rd and 3 coming up. And Sheldon Rankin is dealing with an illness. He is out of this lineup. Chris Jenkins, the rookie, slots in his place. Davis Gaber and Pratt, the 2 linebackers, as Davis Gaber subs out Jordan Battle, starting at safety over Von Bell. The DJ Turner is done for the year. See how this third down defense holds up for the Bengals. They're one of the worst in the league at that. But Trey Hendrickson at the left side can generate pressure. Play clock down at 3, 2. Wilson will throw it. Go to right. Intercepted. Is Cam Taylor-Britt returning this? Is there a flag down? Cam Taylor-Britt still going. He'll return it back. There are no flags Taylor-Britt, who needed to get back to fast form, who struggled recently as George Pickens, he went underneath and ducked. Could not get his foot, he slipped, and several blocks paved the way for CTB to get a pick six. No flags on the field. He was supposed to be the team's lockdown corner, and he is back and thriving on that pick six. Extra point from Evan McPherson, up and through. The Bengals get the first score of this game, 51 yards to the house for Cam Taylor-Britt. As George Pickens slipped, he thought it was interfered with, but there's no argument there. It is a pick six, the official signal touchdown. The Bengals with the lead. Or does George Pickens have an argument because it felt like he was yanked by his helmet from his gesture? So 7-0 Cincinnati here off the pick six. So George Pickens felt like he got yanked on the helmet and no call was being made. So we're back underway here from the Queen City. No return here. The end zone from Jalen Warren and Russell Wilson. Cam Taylor-Britt. And this should have been illegal use of heads. That should have been a penalty. No flag was being called. There was a contact towards the head, and there was no penalty called. Russell Wilson displeased with the officials. And it should have been illegal use of heads. Bad call there from Sean Hockey's crew as Pat Frymuth motions right to the right of Jones. And now here's another play fake. There's an open man to the right. Ice Frymuth, who was the open man, lunges forward 7 yards. Have to be careful. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel very well. Mike Tomlin coming in to embrace George Pickens, showing no nonsense around here. 2nd and 3 as Pickens is lined up to the right. Wilson 2 of 4, 14 yards, and a pick six that honestly should not have been because it was illegal use of heads. On a single back set, toss left for Najee. Najee Harris, reaching for one guy, not the second. It was Chris Jenkins Jr. who limits him to just 1 yard, 3rd and 2. So Geno Stone, who was with the Baltimore Ravens last season, knows about AFC North football. Now he's on a different side of the rivalry, another rivalry with the Steelers. This time he's a Bengal. Changed from the number 26 to the number 22. 3rd and 2 as two guys line up right and left. Shotgun set, Najee Harris to the right of Wilson. It is Russ on 3rd and 2. Dump off to Najee for a first down. Still going. Has midfield. Spinorama. Charging right by. Into Cincinnati 40. Najee Harris getting the Steelers into enemy territory. 35 yards on the 25 yards on the catch and run. That sets the Steelers up first down in Cincinnati territory. He can push the pace. 25 yards into Cincinnati territory. He is indeed pushing the pace. Single back set for the Steelers again. Najee Harris will get the rock. Goes to the right. Shakes off one defender on a spin. And another. This could be the game that he needs to get going. 7-yard pickup. An efficient 7 yards. Trying to make up for that interception. And this Steeler defense looking to pick up this slack. It's the rookie at TCU, Josh Newton, in there as well. Another single back set. Mike Williams is the motion man. He has only one catch, but that one catch is a touchdown against the Washington Commanders, the game-winning catch. Wilson to throw this time. He'll dump off for Najee. Shakes off one guy. Gets a first down, 5 yards. Sticks with Najee and running to that. 4 catches, 45 yards already as they're already pushing the pace. He is the game plan, Najee Harris is. And already the Steelers going to make up lost ground for that pick. First down here at the Cincinnati 25. And Williams is once again motioning around. Russell Wilson calling it audible. Blitz here for the Bengals. They pick it up. Screen pass over to Harris for the right. Harris stumbles one bit, runs out of bounds, forced out by Jordan Battle. And they're in the red zone. Blitz, so it was a blitz by the Bengals. 6 guys right after Russell Wilson. And it looks like Najee may have hurt himself at the end of the play. 8 yards on this catch and run as he was forced out by Battle. Isaac Sumalo and Broderick Joe. Isaac Sumalo was able to make the play in setting up a block. And Najee is getting checked up by the training staff. So Jalen Warren will take his place. Pushing left is Ben Skoranek in the slot. Najee has 53 yards. The rest of the team has 7. Screen pass left for Pickens. Pickens speeding right by. Downtown. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. George Pickens. Soccer balls hit towards the crowd. This was a screen pass set up towards the left by Skoranek. George Pickens, who was the intended man to get this screen pass and take it all the way to the distance, but that is bad tackling fundamentals by Jordan Battle as Pickens shook off one guy. Skoranek was the set man on the screen. And over to left, Dan Moore, also with key blocks as Chris Boswell just hits the extra point inside the left post. Wilson's Pickens, 17-yard screen touchdown on the catch and run. We're tied up at 7-all here at Cincinnati in this AFC North rivalry. We'll be back. one of the league's oldest. It was in the Super Bowl era. The Cincinnati Bengals still searching for their first Super Bowl in their franchise's history. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won 6 Super Bowls, tied with the New England Patriots for the most Super Bowls in NFL history. It's one of the most physical rivalries in the NFL. The bouts between Hines Ward, TJ Houshmandzadeh, and the terrible towel bouts. Cincinnati will get this ball next. They'll return it for the 5. Straight away, and they're stopped. Short of the 25, they'll begin from the 24. This is excellent special teams in the dynamic kickoff era. Defense has been one of the Steelers' main strengths. So Najee Harris got winded. There's no obvious indicator what the injury is, but he is getting some oxygen over or at the sideline. We don't know what the diagnosis is right now, but we'll check on that later. 3 receivers to the left for Cincinnati. Motion man to the right. It'll be a cross route or fake the cross route. Burrow dump off for Drew Sample or a shoestring. On a tackle by Joey Porter Jr., son of Super Bowl champion Joey Porter Sr., who won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Porter, a product of Penn State, same college that Pat Freiermuth went to. Cam's son is lined up on the outside for this 2nd and 8 play. They got 2 yards out of this one, so it looked more like 1 as is a motion and a shotgun formation as they change the set. Burrow, quick firing, and dishes it out. 3rd down nonetheless. It is Mike Gesicki, the former Miami Dolphin and former New England Patriot. Cincinnati going with 5 tight ends on their roster. One of them is inactive for this game. That is Tanner McLaughlin, the rookie. One of the 2 rookies here. Cam Grandy is the other rookie tight end, rookie of Illinois State. Mike Gesicki, Tanner Hudson, Drew Sample, their 3 usual tight ends as Najee Harris gains and drinks. Bengals line up in an empty set here on 3rd and 2. Going pass heavy on this offense. Burrow will look, rolling out right. Burrow fires it, completes it. T. Higgins on a tight window with a 1st down. Right on to Sean Elliott and Minkah Fitzpatrick. Quarterbacks and receivers understanding the assignment, getting on the same page. And he feels that they're on that same page. The 2 of them know each other for so long that it's 13 yards after the pressure from Landon Roberts. Shotgun formation for Cincinnati. It'll be a handoff to Chase Brown. For the middle. Brown for a hole. And a 1st down. 13 yards as he flexes on Roberts. 5:40 to go here in the 1st quarter. And Chase Brown gain the impact that Cincinnati needs on the ground game. They need that, given that the ground game has noticeably struggled throughout this season. It's been very inconsistent ever since Joe Mixon left. 5th round pick out of Illinois. He has 90-plus scrimmage yards in each of his last 3 games. Strong pistol set to the right. And here he goes. Chase Brown. Can he get to the end zone? He dives. He's in! Touchdown, Cincinnati! "41 yards out. And Cincinnati strikes back. Now the question is, was his knee down before he reached the goal line? So the official is trying to get a visual. They will take this to review. But that knee may be down just before he reached in. A touchdown-saving tackle by Minkah Fitzpatrick. Either way, it's going to be the longest run of the season for Brown. They have ruled him short the goal line. It is the right call, as his knee was down 1 yard short. But this will be just a simple punch-in for the Bengals. Score reverts back to 7-7. They play the Steelers and the run game. You have to be efficient on it. and finding a way to counter the Steelers' strong defense. So this could be widely anticipated to be a shootout. And Matt Lee is an extra offensive lineman for this play. Bengals go up a single back set. One receiver matched out to the outside left. There's a punch in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. They get in for real this time. The Bengals take the lead. Chase Brown setting his own touchdown up on a 40-yard run. Then a 1-yard punch in from 1 yard out. First it was Joe Burrow, and then it was Brown who was doing the rest. 3 rushes, 3 passes, a drive that took 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Precision may be at its best. Controlling the line of scrimmage is paramount here as Evan McPherson will nail the extra point. 14-7, he is 2 for 2 on the day. Chase Brown, 40 yards on the setup. He had 3 rushes for 54 yards on this drive alone. Pittsburgh ball's next. Bengals. The Steelers fans will want to forget that first touchdown because they believe that it was illegal use of hands to the face by Taylor-Britt. Though Pittsburgh got a touchdown on their second drive of the game, as McPherson will kick it over for this one. That kick was to the right, and this will not be returnable from Cordero Patterson, who will take a knee at the end zone. 5:01 to go here in this first quarter. Chase Brown made the most recent touchdown. The Bengals, they have 5 losses after scoring at least 25 points, tied for the most in NFL history for 11 games. 7 of the games were decided by 7 points or fewer. Their only win was at Cleveland. Joe Burrow is the first quarterback all time to lose back-to-back games in regulation of at least 300 passing yards, at least 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. This Bengals team has had trouble closing throughout the season. They want to right that ship the rest of the way and fix their mistakes. Patterson gets the rock here. Dives it for the middle. Bengals were ready for that. limited him to just 2 yards. Jordan Battle barred that stoppage. So we need to know about a possible update from Najee Harris. The Jets have lost 7 of their last 8 games to get the update. They get their first touchdown of the game against the Seattle Seahawks. Looking for something, anything, to salvage a lost season. Shotgun set for the Steelers on 2nd and 8 at their own 32. Audible from Russ. 2 outside receivers here and 2 tight ends. Wilson to the right. Was that low? They're really incomplete. That was too low for Van Jefferson. It'll be 3rd and 8. 4:15 left in the first. And Josh Newton said, no, he did not catch that. It was low, a little too low for Jefferson to hit the dirt. 3rd and 8. Steelers trying to move the chains here. Bengals trying to force a 3 and out. Kyler Murray, 8 of 9 so far on his game against the Minnesota Vikings. The Cardinals want to upset the Vikings right now. Trey Hendrickson at the right edge rusher spot, going to one-on-one battle. Pressure from the outside. Russ finds his man. Securing it is Pickens. First down onto midfield. Galloping around. Down at the Bengal 47. 21 yards on the catch and run on the drag route. And under the whistle, flag comes down the end. It is a late flag. I would believe the down will count. Hold will be on. Cam Taylor-Britt and George Pickens. If this is an ongoing issue, the down will count. So a 21-yard game becomes a 6-yard game, though the down will count. So an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on George Pickens at the end, as he made a little gesture at the end. But he does have that reputation, taking a hit as he dropped the ball right on top of Jermaine Pratt. He's got to learn to keep his cool. You cannot do anything like that. Keep your cool. The down counts, though. It is a first down for the Steelers. 4:02 to go in the first quarter. Pickens lined up wide to the right. You have to make your team battle things out. Warren comes in as the running back. So instead of being at the Bengal 47, the Steelers would be at their own 42. 4-man rush. Wilson rolls out left. Dump off pass. On the screen is Pat Freiermuth. Stopped after about 3, maybe 4 yards. 3.5 yards for him as he was stopped by Cam Taylor-Britt, who had to pick 6. So back and forth we go here at Cincinnati in this physical AFC North battle. Arthur Smith calling the shots. 8th ranked run offense. 18th ranked total offense in the first year Smith with the Steelers. There may be a feeling that certain coaches are meant to be coordinators. It is a 2nd and 7 here. Empty set here. Wilson will roll out right and dump it off. First down, lunging ahead. That is Darnell Washington with the catch and run. Lined up at the tight end spot, wide to the right. Smith wants to get him more involved in his offense. Him and Pat Freiermuth, the 2 tight ends. As he trucked Josh Newton on a tackle attempt, saying, "Get off me," he tells Newton. Patterson, the 3rd running back, slots in at the shotgun set to the right of Wilson. Motioning around is Jefferson, lined up at the slot left. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends on this play. Bengals still going with a nickel set, and now Jefferson motions right. And timeout call. There is a flag, it seems. No timeout called. Delay of game against the Steelers. The clock will stop at 2:14. They didn't get the play off on time. And Najee Harris a little shaken up. But we have an update from the Steelers sideline. Najee Harris has been cleared to play He has his helmet on. He is on the Steelers sideline as Wilson hooked up off straight away for Patterson. Gallops around a midfield. He is down in Bengal territory. Gets half of what's needed for a first down. One of the best return men in NFL history. He has a pickup through the air. Playing for the running back position. Previously played at the wide receiver position, but he converted from running back to wide receiver. No huddle offense here for the Steelers. Another dump off for Patterson. Another gain of 7, maybe 9 yards here for a first down. This Cincinnati defense has had trouble so far through the season, and they were especially vulnerable that time around to a dump off. Quick huddle offense this time for the Steelers. Shotgun set. 2 receivers to the right, 2 tight ends to the left. It is Jefferson motioning around at that right spot. Then goes back to his natural position. Russ has 120 passing yards already. Patterson shakes off a tackler. Patterson bursting through. Cordero Patterson gets to the 25. 12 yards on the run. Good running backs find ways to make more. Even though the Boxers set up for an inside run, Patterson took this on an outside run. He set this play up. 2 rushes, 14 yards for Cordero. Jefferson motioning around the left side. Single back set for the Steelers. This could be the last play of the first quarter. They're in the Bengal 25. Jefferson motions right. Mike Hilton on the blitz, but it's Patterson on the toss play right. Patterson will only get 1 yard out of this run. It may be 2, however. Going against the Cincinnati defense that needs to get more as Chris Jenkins needs help. George Pickens only 23. Jenkins slow to get up. He is on one knee, shaken up. The medical staff may come in to assist him. Clock stops with 3 seconds. This might actually be the last play of the first quarter. Jenkins has trouble. He already has 5 tackles on the day, but the defensive line is already dealing with the absence of Sheldon Rankins due to an illness. They cannot afford to lose another defensive tackle. They saw DJ Reader leave for Detroit Lions, and Reader is thriving with Motown. And a thin defensive line. B.J. Hill has been their one constant. 7-year man out of NC State. Clock resets at 5 seconds. Also part of this defensive line, McKinley Jackson, a rookie out of Texas A&M. Jay Tufele, an Ohio State product, and a hometown kid. 5 seconds left in this first quarter. We will stay with you for the remainder of the first, especially since we may have ran the last play of the quarter. 2nd and 8 officially at the Cincinnati 23 after Patterson ran for 2 yards. 28 degrees Fahrenheit at Paycor Stadium, what used to be known as Paul Brown Stadium. It is cold around here in Cincinnati, very cold. Weather built for January playoff weather. Jenkins walking up gingerly to the Cincinnati sideline as he is walking on his own. They added 5 more seconds to the clock. 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. That was the time in which Jenkins was shaken up. The Steelers at the Bengal 23. I don't believe the Steelers are going to run a play here to end up this first quarter. Sean Hockey calling for a running clock. 6 seconds. 4, 3. The Steelers do not have to run a play here to end the first quarter, and they will not. Steelers in the white jerseys, yellow sweatpants. Bengals in the Bengal Tiger jerseys and black sweatpants. Second quarter will be up next. Alec Nava here with you. Cincinnati leads 14-7, entering the second. second section of 15 minutes here at Paycor Stadium. Bengals lead 14-7, but the Steelers are nearing the red zone. 2nd and 8 here. Steelers with 144 total yards to the Bengals 87. 4 wide set with 3 to the left. Here is Russell Wilson dropping back. Airing this to the end zone is caught. Calvin Austin, a stone cold touchdown. Confidence of Russell Wilson to air it is over the middle. With a double move to the outside from the slot and beating out former Steeler Mike Hilton. The speed of Calvin Austin. Some of the best that Steeler Nation has to offer. 7 passes, 3 rushes, 70 yards, all the way to the house. And just 4 seconds into the second quarter, the Steelers can tie it on a Chris Boswell extra point. And they do. 14-all here at Cincinnati. How are we doing, Ian? Good to have you here, buddy.
Yes, sir. I know I'm late. I was helping my aunt move a few things, but I'm here.
Well, we're listening on to perhaps the most physical rivalry of all of the AFC North, arguably. Of course, people know about Steelers and Ravens, but if people watch the Steelers and Bengals, you know that game. This rivalry is filled with pure ugliness.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't think we need to go over it, but you know what? Let's go over the highlights. Of course, we all know about the infamous game in 2016. Yeah, we all know what happened there. A shoulder to the head, a shoving of the referee, and a game-winning field goal. Oh, let's not forget a fumble at the goal line.
Well, it turns out I may have lost signal. I don't know if I have lost signal with what it is, but this will go over to the end zone to begin with on the next drive.
Hang on.
Well, not with you, but all right.
Oh, I was talking about that infamous wild card game between the Steelers and Bengals where Vontaze Burfict tried to end Antonio Brown's career.
All right, so feels like that. All right, so yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, definitely. It feels like I'm back on track. I wasn't sure if I had connection problems, but no. Screen pass left for Ja'Marr Chase. Missed tackle as one of the Steelers tried to lunge through, but it is second down nonetheless. To Ja'Marr Chase trying to jumpstart this Bengal offense. 2nd and 3. Cincinnati is the one driving here. And both Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins are lined up wide to the right. 3 targets, 2 receptions, 20 yards for Chase so far. On the second down play, it's a run to the left. It's Khalil Herbert. First down here. That's actually his first run as a Cincinnati Bengal ever since he was acquired for the Chicago Bears. That's actually his first running play, and it's an outside run to the left. And leading the way was Andre Yoshimash to set this block on the Sean Elliott. Starts to one side that around, and Cincinnati's up to 67 rushing yards to Pittsburgh's 24. Pittsburgh's leaning more towards the pass-heavy scheme, knowing that the Bengals are bad against the pass. Steelers blitz. Joe Burrow hurried up, pass over to the right side, well too far, but a flag comes out. Joey Porter Jr. is pleading his case, arguing that was not a catchable ball. I believe that may be a defensive hold and not pass interference. And it is. hand on the back of T. Higgins was what drew that contact.
Yeah. Okay. I'll accept it. Perhaps I'm a little more strict on penalties. I don't know. Maybe just because I'd like it if the defensive backs had a little more room to operate.
Ooh, T. Higgins dropped one. That's one you don't see often, but it bobbled off his hands twice before it fell incomplete. But this is Joe Burrow's first cold game ever since he had surgery on his right wrist. Knotted up at 14-0. Those Steelers fans would argue it should be 14-7 Steelers because the pick six by Cam Taylor-Britt felt a little more like illegal hands to the face. Burrow has a clean pocket, rushes out in front. Second down, he'll slide, shy the first down, stopped in his tracks by Patrick Queen. It'll be 3rd and 2. So, decisions. Running it or passing it.
Knowing the Bengals, they're going to pass it.
I mean, they are a pass-heavy team, and they're really inconsistent on the run, but Chase Brown has come alive so far. They're going with a shotgun set. It can signify pass, and it is a pass. Burrow, looking for the options, finds an option. And that was Chase Brown. Speaking of him, he gets a first down. So far, a good drive for the Bengals so far. It turns out.
As we get in. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I didn't know you were going here, but we have first down here at the Pittsburgh 30. Bengals are still driving. Burrow swings it out to the right for Brown. Wrapped up by Peyton Wilson. 4 yards on the carry. The 3.5-yard pickup. And turns out audition may not be working here. So, and neither it appears my Twitch is glitching out. I don't know what is causing in the audio input capture to blink in and out on my OBS, but it's 2nd and 6, gain of 4 from Chase Brown, a swing pass right. I do know what's guaranteed is that this space is recorded. Here's Burrow. Burrow under pressure, steps back. Flag is down. Several flags fall in as Cam Hayward and TJ Watt tried to get to Joe Burrow. I would believe it could be a hold on Cincinnati, and they're signaling towards that. It's not one of the Upmen. It is Drew Sample, one of their tight ends.
Yeah. I was going to say, we got an update. The Colts took the lead on the Patriots on an Anthony Richardson rushing touchdown. They have been playing improved ball as of late.
Anthony Richardson has silently been playing better ever since he got benched for Joe Flacco, and that's been an underrated aspect of the Colts. They need its development from Richardson, and they're getting that in some capacity. Each team has 3 penalties against them. Steelers bunch up the line of scrimmage. Running around is Ja'Marr Chase as he is motioning in and out of the slot. Burrow through the middle, caught, and they'll overcome the penalty. They have a first down. It is Mike Gesicki. 18 yards on the catch with Gesicki lined up as a receiver outside. He beats out Patrick Queen. One-on-one matchup. And in pass protection, Orlando Brown closes off Nick Herbig on the outside left. He wanted to play the left tackle spot, got his wish. Motion man is to the right. Herbig lined up to the left opposite Brown. Burrow is rolling out right, going after him and going through him. And there's a tug. Flag down. Joey Porter got in, but that pass sailed over Yoshivash. Porter can argue that's not catchable. Porter doesn't see the ball coming, but they call pass interference on Porter on a ball that is not catchable. So Porter is at the sideline now. This is a lineup consisting of primarily offensive linemen, and the Steelers respond with a goal line defense. Bengals insert a fullback in for this play. Boom! Shakalaka! Cam Hayward! How do you do?
Ow. So, does anyone want pancakes?
I guess that was a pancake of a tackle from Cam Hayward as he shellacked Chase Brown. Woo! That something must have been said to Hayward that hurt his feelings. I couldn't believe that. 2nd and goal nonetheless. Bengals backed up at the 5 or the 4.5, and they'll take a timeout to discuss it. 9:58 left in the second quarter. Indy is up 14-9 on the Patriots in the meantime. And I thought that the Commanders still be needing a get-right game, but it turns out they're getting that and then some. It's 20-0 Washington over Tennessee.
Oof. Whew. The tanks roll on.
Yep. Oh, well, Tennessee did upset Houston, though Houston wants to get a win in the worst way possible against Jacksonville. They need it because they need anything to salvage what's been a very frustrating season. Burrow is 8 of 10, 69 yards, has a shotgun set. 3 receivers are lined up to the left. Steelers trying to blitz. Burrow is hurried up, steps up in front, jumps up, and at the back of the end zone for the catch, Ja'Marr Chase for the touchdown.
God, I hate how good the Bengals are. I hate how good the Bengals offense is.
I guess you're wanting us to win.
It would be in the Chiefs' best interest for the Steelers to lose, but because we are friends, the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl.
As McPherson nails the extra points, 21-14, and for all intents and purposes, I should say that had it been for the officials actually calling hands to the face on Taylor-Britt on his pick 6, we'd be looking at a tied game right now.
All right, let's see here. What do we got? So, the Patriots have taken the lead against the Colts.
16-14?
16-14 on a 16-yard touchdown pass to Austin Hooper from Drake May. Joey Sly with the kick. The Chargers are currently down by 1 point, 7-6 against the Falcons, although I believe that's going to change soon. The Jets are up 21-7 on the Seahawks, which is including a 99-yard kickoff return by Keen Wangwu. Okay. The Texans are up 6-0 on the Jacksonville Jaguars due to 2 field goals from Kaimi Fairbairn. who, if you look up his real name, good luck saying it.
That's why his name is short to Kaimi.
Yep. Arizona and Minnesota is a field goal snooze fest.
6-3.
Despite both teams having some of the best weapons in the game and some of the best offensive attacks we've seen this season, it is still nothing but field goals.
And we have yet to see the likes of Marvin Harrison Jr. and Justin Jefferson put up big numbers. So far, Jefferson 2 catches, 32 yards, and Arizona's leading receiver this game. He may not be a name that's well known outside of the state of Arizona, but Michael Wilson with 2 catches, 35 yards. And you know what I find interesting about the Patriots? 10 different receivers have at least 1 touchdown catch.
Yeah. Oh, and the Tennessee Titans are dead, 28-0 against the Commanders. They're dead. They're done.
You just roll out the tanks right at this point.
Yep.
You mentioned
brigade. Away.
You mentioned that the Chargers-Falcons bout may be subject to change as we are back underway in Cincinnati. So you said there was subject to change. Well, lead change. Cam Dicker with his first field goal with 58 seconds to go in the half, 34 yards out. Chargers lead.
Yep.
And a nice return by Cordero Patterson to the 31, maybe for the 32-yard line. That's where the Steelers will begin their next drive. Some words between both sides. And it may be a matter of time until we can ask the question, when will we see a potential brawl?
Oh, that will eventually happen.
It may be about to happen.
It's a personal foul.
I mean, given that this rivalry is very physical, and of course, an important piece of Steeler lore, the meltdown at Paul Brown. You know, Devonta's perfect hit.
Yep. And Pac-Man Jones shoving a referee.
Big no-no. Rivalry with the motion man left, play fake to Harris. Wilson stepping up and delivering to his man, Patterson, into Bengal territory. We might be in for a shootout, and Patterson and Freiermuth signaling the first down.
You know, I was actually going to say the... Oh, wait a sec. Sorry, Alec. I'm a little ahead of you. You're about to see what I'm seeing.
All right. Yeah, we just saw the Patterson and dime, 17 yards on that. Here's Najee Harris trying to find a hole. Harris onto the 40-yard line. Oh, a flag comes in. A flag has come in here, and Harris pointing towards the flag. What is the signal? We don't know just yet. I'm as confused as anyone here.
And if this is a flag in for the Steelers' benefit, why is he saying something?
That is Cam Taylor-Britt. Oh, yeah, he grabbed the face mask late during the tackle. You cannot grab the face mask, so that it will add 15 more yards at the end of the run and set the Steelers up closer to the red zone.
Oh, my God. The Bengals really have no defense. Oh, my God.
It is Van Jefferson motioning left, lined up to the outside left. Ross to the middle, dump off for Harris. Harris is having himself a solid game through the air, and he picks up 5 more. The Steelers enter the red zone. Something on offense the Steelers have struggled with, but at the same time, the Bengals, they too have struggled on red zone defense. And the Seahawks have a big pick 6. Big man pick 6.
A big man pick 6. Let's see. Lucky number... What? Leonard Williams.
Yep. Leonard Williams. We have...
Oh no! The PAT was blocked.
Isaac Sumalo called for a false start. Now back up the Steelers for a 2nd and 9. So Mike Tomlin's unit wanting to regroup. It has to reset for this. That false start penalty costing them 5 yards. 8 straight completions for Russell Wilson. Here's Harris trying to break one tackle. He does. The second one, he gets brought down right afterwards. And another tackle through the middle. And we have another flag. What else is new?
I didn't see anything obvious. Did you, Alec?
Well, I didn't from my vantage point, but Sean Hockey was discussing with his crew. There were 2 erroneous penalties, one of them being an uncalled. So we have personal foul, unnecessary roughness on former Steeler Mike Hilton. That was up 1st and goal for Pittsburgh.
Oh boy!
So it was right at the play run, and Najee Harris went down, and Hilton lost his cool on Ben Skoranek and shoved him away. That's what drew the penalty. That's what the Steelers at 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Jefferson lined up to the left. Toss to Najee Harris. Najee won't in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The block set up by Darnell Washington, and Najee had the entourage with him.
Najee Harris has been. This is the best season Najee Harris has ever had, or at least it's the best. It's the best I've seen him run in his time in the NFL.
From a standpoint, you can say it is his best season of his career. On his 4th year, as Chris Boswell ties it, well, I've been very impressed with the ground game. Old school style, and even though people may talk about the yards per carry, the volume of the usage for Najee and the usage for him is why you pay him the bucks. So, 21 all, still in the second quarter, past the midway point, and we could be looking at a potential shootout here, Ian. 21-21.
Yeah. Oh, Alec, it appears that I'm not seeing any video of it, but it appears there was a fight between the Jaguars and the Houston Texans because one player from each team has been ejected.
Oh, so Trevor Lawrence, he was hurt, but we're looking at offsetting ejection penalties. So Azeez Al-Shire being one of the 2 players who was ejected.
Oh boy.
The other one who was ejected, it was one of the. I don't see a number, but if I'm looking at this roster, well, Jarian Jones was the other guy who was ejected for the Jaguars. So the 2 of them tossed from the game because it appeared they got into a fight. And rivalry games, if in the division, you would always expect a scuffle.
Yep. And the Cardinals and Vikings are tied at 6-6, which is probably the thing that does not make any sense on this Sunday.
Well, nonetheless, if this recording fails, I'm going to have to record with the audio for the rest of this game and move everything away for this because my OBS and Audition are glitching out. But it is a shame that I could miss out on this because of a failed recording, but I do have the Twitter Spaces recording to make up for that. As we have some Santa, as letters to Santa, and some guys in the I don't know if I'm seeing it from the nice list or the naughty list. From to Santa from Iron Eagle and Charles Davis.
That's funny.
But the broadcast team likes to get involved in the festivities for Christmas.
Yep. Oh, don't look now. The Jets have turned it over on downs. After failing to convert on 4th and 2, Seattle starts at their own 48 with 6 minutes left in the half, or just under 6 minutes left in the half. Let's see what happens.
Nice return by Jermaine Burton, gets it back to the 41-yard line, but this offensive line, which has normally been a weakness for the Bengals, low-key has actually been a strength on certain occasions. Amarius Mims, who is the rookie right tackle out of Georgia, he's holding his own, blocking off T.J. Watt. And this defense, this year, Watt has had 7.5 sacks and still a force to be reckoned with, as there's a 5-yard rush through the left side from Chase Brown. And even though Watt is still the team leader in sacks, this year for the Steelers on defense, it's more of an everybody eats defense. 4 yards, they say, on this carry from Brown. Nick Herbig lined up against Orlando Brown Jr. There is a motion man. That is Ja'Marr Chase to the slot. Be careful when facing him. This LSU connection can be dangerous. And this is batted up, and is it caught? A late shove. They'll keep running the clock. They'll say it's a catch. Andre Yoshivash, after a jump from one of the Steelers defenders, it could not be tipped by Dante Jackson, and then a booming hit by Deshaun Elliott. Bengals going to hurry up. 6:10 to go in the quarter. Burrow. Here comes Watt to the outside left. And Tanner Hudson. Did he get touched? They'll say he did. Patrick Queen slowed him down. 6 yards as Jackson wanted to get a hand on that ball. And Yoshivash manages to hang on to the football as well. That's incredible poise. Yoshivash steps out. He'll go over to the sideline. The Bengals, those players, congratulate him. And now we get to 2nd and 4. Chase Brown, the single back in the pistol set. In Stewart territory again. What can they do here? There is a motion man to the right, as it is Brown who runs for the first down. And just the first down, Patrick Queen and Deshaun Elliott stop him after 4 yards. And this offensive line has been playing up to the strengths like they were hyped up to be. And Brown, the native of London, Ontario, getting things rolling. So, first-year offensive coordinator Dan Pitcher in his 9th season on Cincinnati. First year as the offensive coordinator after Brian Callahan left for Tennessee. Picking up where Callahan left off. 7 rushes, 58 yards. Chase is the motion man as Burrow does a play fake. Steps up in front. Here comes T.J. Watt. Drops him. Loses the ball. Pittsburgh trying to pick it up, and they do. T.J. Watt strips Joe Burrow for his 8th sack of the season.
Yep, saw that one coming. When you try and Joe Burrow has decent legs, but he is not mobile. And T.J. Watt, when left unchecked, will cause severe damage. And plus Joe Burrow still looked like he was going to pass. The ball was not protected. And with the T.J. Watt's strength, it was simply a matter of hitting the ball.
And perhaps it was also a matter of time before T.J. Watt was going to get a strip sack. And what better way to get a strip sack on Joe Burrow this season? So Watt and the recovery from the Steelers. So Watt doing it. He created it. Preston Smith, who was acquired from Green Bay, with the recovery.
Yep.
And that will set up Pittsburgh at the 39-yard line. So the first turnover for Cincinnati on the game right after a pick six from the Steelers that honestly should not have been a pick six because Taylor-Britt grabbed George Pickens' face mask, interfered with it, and no call was made. So looking around for the rest of the league, yeah, I'm seeing that Seahawks score right now. Jets 21, Seahawks 16. This is getting interesting.
Yep, up. And it looks like the Cardinals are about to get a field goal before the half. Or, sorry, not the Seahawks, the Cardinals. That's it.
This Seahawks-Jets game highlighted by a Kenny Nwangwu kickoff return for a touchdown and a Leonard Williams 92-yard interception return for a touchdown. It also was highlighted by a blocked extra point from Jason Myers.
Yep.
So much chaos in that game. You can only imagine the chaos that happened. That may be reminiscent of one of the best witching hours of NFL history last week between the Cowboys and Commanders and the Bears and Vikings. That witching hour between the Cowboys and Commanders made up for a very horrendous first 50 or so minutes.
That game was shaping up to be one of the worst games one could ever see. And then those final...
Oh, here goes Jalen Warren! Yeah. Into Bengal territory! But that was one of the worst games that we have ever witnessed between Dallas and Washington because neither side was playing well with the ball. Though Jalen Warren, you have a juice guy over the backfield. You spin out one guy, take the screen pass, and take it into Cincinnati territory. When we look at the official yards, that is officially 29 yards before it is stopped by Geno Stone. Mike Williams motions left. Russ has been efficient. 15 of 18. Dances in the pocket. Just gets rid of it. They have just ruled it incomplete. So the Bengals do not get a chance to return the ball as Wilson was hit as he threw the ball. There is a receiver in the area. It is an incomplete pass. It wasn't a panic move, but rather a smart play as Russ knew he was hurried and threw it to the nearest receiver, Michael Pruitt, who was the third tight end on his field. It'll be second down for Pittsburgh. Warren's still out there. It's lined up the shotgun to the left of Russ. Now to the right. Audible called. Mike Williams, the receiving end of the audible. 3:46 left in the half. Wilson will roll out right. Faces the pressure. At the sidelines, broken up. George Pickens, the intended man. A matchup between Pickens and Taylor-Britt, or actually Josh Newton, the rookie out of TCU. CTB lined up opposite side. No sign of Najee Harris on this drive yet. He has a helmet on, but because he was winded on a previous drive, we have yet to see him in this drive. Shotgun formation for the Steelers, 3rd and 10. Wilson, deep drop back, and a drop from Freiermuth. That is something you do not see often. That could have been valuable extra yards for Chris Boswell had that catch been made for Freiermuth. Instead, it'll be a 50-yard try.
Well, with how Boswell's been kicking this year, this shouldn't be a problem.
From 50, it's no biggie for him. It's for the right hash, 31. So he's made all but one field goal against the Bengals. This one It's a no-doubter. What else would you expect from arguably the league's best kicker? It's 24-21 Steelers.
Yeah.
And 3 of those field goals, out the 32 they made, now 33, on the Bengals, against the Bengals, with the Steelers. 3 of them have been game winners, which included the meltdown at Paul Brown.
Oh, I didn't realize he's been on the team that long. Because for a while, the Steelers kicker was a guy named Jeff Reed, right?
Well, in our most recent Super Bowl winning run, Jeff Reed was our kicker. Jeff Reed, he was the one hitting field goals for us, yet he had several in that win over the Cardinals in the Super Bowl, the one with the James Harrison pick 6, Larry Fitzgerald catch and run, and the Tampa touchdown.
Tampa touchdown. I like it.
So, the interception and the immaculate interceptions, of Harrison's pick 6, 100 yards, the longest ever defensive play in Super Bowl history.
Did they call that a touchdown?
The immaculate interception and then the Tampa touchdown. Carlos Dansby, to this day, who was on that Cardinals team, does not believe it was a touchdown because he believed that Santonio Holmes did not have both feet down, but because they were together. But when you look at one specific frame, he does have both feet down. Also in Steelers lore, you think about the immaculate extension on Christmas Day against the Ravens, the immaculate redemption from Ben Roethlisberger after a fumble by Jerome Bettis. Nick Harper was taking it on the way to take it to the house, but Big Ben's game-saving tackle led to a missed field goal by the then most accurate kicker in NFL history at the time, Mike Vanderjagt.
Yep, and that would catapult them to a Super Bowl win. Jerome Bettis' final game of his career, and all around happy feelings for Steelers fans.
Speak of happy feelings for Steelers fans, Bo, nothing's ever over until the final whistle. 3:31 left in the second quarter. Do we see that same defensive intensity from the Steelers in this drive as we saw in last drive? It's been a shootout so far, or maybe living up to that. We had 6 straight scoring drives, which led to touchdowns. One of them was a defensive one, which I still believe it should not have been, which was the Taylor-Britt pick 6. Then it was touchdown, George Pickens, touchdown from the Bengals, touchdown for the Steelers, touchdown for the Bengals, touchdown for the Steelers, a fumble by the Bengals with TJ Watt strip sack, and now a field goal for the Steelers to get them back to lead. Slot man is Yoshibash lined up to the right. Chase is lined up left. Burrow to pass again. He'll dump it off to Chase. Short crosser route. Elliott wrapped him up first, couldn't make the stop, but his buddy Cam Sutton helped him out.
I wasn't able to see the pick 6. Why, in your opinion, shouldn't it have been? Was it a legitimate pick?
Cam Taylor-Britt put his hands to the face mask of George Pickens, and they didn't call it a penalty.
Oh, okay.
And Pickens was yanked down.
Ooh.
Second and 4, Isaiah Williams, the motion man. And this is a running play to the right. This is going to be close as Joey Porter Jr. made the stop. They'll roll third and very short. Third and about half a yard. And Steelers lure some of the most infamous losses, including Ned Nee's flop against the Titans. The 3-16 game up against Tim Tebow's Broncos. And then the most infamous of them all, and most recently, nameless gray faces. But those
was that the Browns?
Yeah, that was the Browns one. Timeout signal from Pittsburgh. 3rd and 1, 2:12 to go. Cincinnati does have the 2-minute warning. I mean, yeah, that Browns game was nightmarish for me to watch.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was a train wreck from literally the first snap.
Oh, we do have an update. Trevor Lawrence is ruled out for the remainder of the Jaguars game with a concussion.
Oh, Jesus. Mac Jones
back in action for the first straight game. Chase is motioning left. It's a shotgun set for Cincinnati. They're passing on 3rd and very short. Burrow pump fakes. He is running out of time. He has to get this one off. And why did they not run that on 3rd and 1 is beyond me. Even if your run game is inconsistent, they're playing their best game here in Cincinnati against Pittsburgh. Why you didn't run it? And you had T. Higgins wide open, but he is quickly closed off by Patrick Queen. But I didn't know why you didn't run it. And you also had Ja'Marr Chase breaking free. What was the logic? They're going for it on 4th and 1, and tell heck with it. Why not? It's a gutsy call, but I actually like this if I'm Cincinnati. There's a jump. That'll get a first down. Or maybe Pittsburgh's pointing towards Cincinnati's direction. The officials are interfering to see whether it's a jump or if it's an early move. It looked like Tanner Hudson got an early jump. The Landon Roberts point towards the Cincinnati side. We'll get the call from Sean Hockey. Hudson may have gotten Alex Kappa to jump in. That was what drew the false start penalty. Though I almost thought it was going to be neutral zone infraction on Landon Roberts.
I think it should have been neutral zone infraction because it clearly looked like Tanner Hudson was over the line before Kappa moved.
Yeah, honestly, even as a Steelers fan, I thought that was going to be neutral zone infraction. Instead, we get a punt from Ryan Rico. This will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Kick is up. Didn't get all of this one. This will take a bounce out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. And at the 2-minute warning, officially at 116 seconds left in the quarter. And Zach Taylor is still livid about that false start penalty. He still believes it's a neutral zone infraction. And he does have an argument here.
Yeah.
Of course, you think of Pittsburgh sports lore. I'm looking back at the Wikipedia page about Pittsburgh sports lore. Like Mazeroski's home run in the 1960 World Series. That is very famous. Two comebacks as well. The comeback one in the 1925 World Series against the defending World Series champion Washington Senators at that time. The Pirates becoming the first MLB team to come back with 3 games to 1 series deficit in a World Series contest. The second one, and led by 1978 NL comeback of the year, Willie Stargell. The Pirates down 3-1 in their series, winning their 5th World Series title within the decade of the 1970s. Both the Pirates' World Series victories in the 70s came against the Orioles, interestingly. And there's another one of wins, the relay. The magic number to secure a playoff spot at the time was 2 on September 23rd, 2013. That the Pirates at the time need a win against the Cubs plus a loss by the Nationals to clinch. The bottom of the ninth, Pirates led 2-1 with 2 outs, and a Chicago runner, Nate Schierholtz, up first. Jason Grilly was on the mound. He's the closer. Ryan Sweeney, one of the Cubs outfielders, singled into right field, and Marlon Byrd bobbled the ball. Schierholtz tying run near third, and Andrew McCutchen, backing Byrd up at the plate, quickly scooped the ball, launched it towards home. And Schierholtz broke for the home. McCutchen's throw, clearly offline, was cut off by Justin Morneau. Position near the pitcher's mound as the play unfolded. Morneau caught McCutchen's throw, quickly laid to catcher Russell Martin. As the catch was made, Schierholtz, Kawhi, and Martin have both tumbled to the ground. Martin rose dramatically with the ball in hand. Home plate umpire signals out.
Oh, I remember. Oh, I know what you're talking about there. Woo.
Dramatic. So, back here at Cincinnati, and perhaps another story of Pittsburgh sports lore to add into this, but probably on the good side. Quick throw right to Freiermuth. Down at the 27-yard line, 8 yards on the catch. Steelers operate on the hurry-up, trying to go up-tempo. This is something they did best with Ben Roethlisberger, and now they have some sense of stability with Russell Wilson as a stopgap starter. Shotgun, 4-man rush. It is Jalen Warren's galloping for the first down. 5 yards on the run, and they're quickly huddling up to the line. And also later that night, the Nationals lost, which inserted the Pirates' first playoff burst since 1992. First down, 1:12 to go. Wilson picks up the blitz and swings it out left. Add 7 more yards to that drive with Pat Freiermuth leading the way. Steelers just have 2 timeouts, and they're going on an up-tempo pace. 2nd and 2 2/3. Empty set this time around. Wilson looks once, now rolls out right. He'll air it to the right, finds his man, and running out of bounds was Pat Freiermuth. Bengals trying to motion to get the clock still rolling, but clearly Freiermuth was out of bounds. They're on the edge of field goal territory. Made the catch on Jermaine Pratt. Geno Stone thought he made the tackle inbounds. And now they get back onto the line of scrimmage. Bengals bunch up the line, trying to go for a blitz. Wilson shifts up the protection scheme. And the Bengals do blitz. Quick throw to the outside left. Calvin Austin. Oh! What a hit!
Yep.
By Taylor-Britt.
Ooh,
Timeout Steelers.
Oh, I don't think Calvin Austin's all there. But to that point, though, can Taylor-Britt's tackle completely legal? If you look at the way he tackled, we'll see it on the replay, I think. But I didn't see him hit with his head. I think it was just shoulder to shoulder, and Austin just took a nasty tumble.
Yeah, he took a hard lick from that tackle. Ouch. Well, I know it's got hurt, but that's a vicious hit. Austin's gained some Gatorade over the sideline. Burrow watching his defense. Good thing they chose this game. Even though the main headline was going to be Ravens versus Eagles, I wanted to see what this game can provide. Given AFC North rivalry, plus it's a physical rivalry, I got to give this game worth a look. 2nd and 4, as it is Russ. There might be a hole on the left side. No flag is down. Warren gets the first down. Clock still rolls. 30 seconds to go. No flag on the play for that hole on the left side from Dan Moore, even though I thought it was going to be called. New line scrimmage to 30. New first down marker to 20. Wilson will throw it here. We'll dump it off to Jalen Warren. Warren straight away, almost towards the end zone. And are the Steelers going to spike it? They need to get something quickly. They need to call timeout. And they're down to 3 seconds. They finally call a timeout. I thought they were going to go to the end zone with 13 seconds to go. But Mike Tomlin is running this down to 3 seconds. Possibly kick a field goal from Chris Boswell. Everyone, including myself, thought that Russell Wilson was going to throw a touchdown pass.
Right. Well, but Remind me, who got the ball first?
Pittsburgh.
Wait. Oh, that's right. They did get the ball first. Yeah. Okay, so you decide. So instead of trying for a touchdown, you kick a field goal. If he makes it,
there'll be a 6-point lead. And I feel that you're content with your defense lead the way in the second half. Here, Boswell makes it from 34 straight away. So now the Steelers are up 27-21. There might be the feeling that Mike Tomlin is content with his defense carrying the momentum onto the second half.
Yeah, you know what? I don't mind this, considering, here's what you also consider. One of your receivers just took a very nasty lick from the Bengals defenders, which means in the closing moments of this half, maybe that doesn't happen. You try something else, but I think Tomlin the Steelers made the correct call here. Go up by 6. The Bengals get the ball out of the half, but your defense has been playing well after those first 3 touchdowns. So yeah, why not?
Oh, that is smart. I think it is that you want to trust your defense to get a crucial stop on the Bengals in that second half. And I feel that may be the game plan. You want to carry this momentum. Say if you want to break free from this offensive line who has been playing their hearts out, like their jobs are on the line. Alex Kappa, you brought him in from Tampa Bay, coming from a great blocking scheme that the Buccaneers ran with Tom Brady. But Kappa also had the offensive line in which he came from, also had Tristan Wirfs, Ali Marpet, Ryan Jensen, and Donovan Smith. So I don't know if Kappa was the weak link to that Tampa Bay offensive line at that time, or if he was too strong. He also was a strong contributor to that Tampa Bay offensive line, their Super Bowl run. Oh, we can back it. Some more important pieces of Pittsburgh lore, such as the drop around the world and the Cueto chant. Johnny Cueto, who was the ace pitcher at the time for the Reds. The crowd at the park was intense, not seeing playoff baseball in 20 years. Many fans experiencing their first ever playoff games. And a chant of Cueto, Cueto, rising for the cheers. And they were mocking him, giving up a solo run to Marlon Byrd earlier in the inning. And the chant grew in volume until the pitcher's name echoed loudly through the entire park. That rattled Cueto's confidence, and he himself on the mound began wiping the ball with his hands. And second later, he fumbled it and fell to the ground, rolling a few feet away. And the crowd was both applauding and laughing at this. And chants grew even louder after that as he quickly recovered the ball, returning to the mound. But the next pitch he threw, a fastball over the heart of the plate, launched onto the left field bleachers by Russell Martin, which gave the Pirates a 2-0 lead at the time, the momentum they needed securing the win. And that shocked even the TBS television broadcasting crew of Ernie Johnson, Ron Darling, and Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I just saw what caused that commotion from what caused the ejections. So, Aziz Al-Shaair, he took a cheap shot on Trevor Lawrence. Trevor had already slid, and he went full blast and hit Trevor Lawrence in the head. After that, a full tilt melee started, and it resulted in Shaair and Jones being ejected from the game. Unfortunately,
Jerry Jones came over the Jaguars sidelines. Well, Ian.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Jerry Jones, the other person involved in the ejection, he was coming from the Jaguars sideline, getting involved in the fight. So that Melee was the one that sued, but it shows the unwritten rule that when a quarterback is sliding, never hit him.
I just, tell me if I'm off base here, but But the team that's defending their quarterback after their quarterback has taken a nasty hit, I don't feel there should be any penalty for that. Because it was your guy that got blasted.
Yep. It is your guy that got blasted, and you need to stand up for your quarterback. And you know, I'm a hockey guy, so how about this? If there's a fight, but it's for reason of standing up for your quarterback, 5 minutes for fighting.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, no ejection, just a 5-minute penalty.
Oh, I just saw the pick 6 on NFL Game Day Live. Yeah, that was very questionable. I'll say that.
It was. But some more from...
Wow.
I gotta see it.
I just saw it up close. That was egregious. Well, then George Pickens gets his revenge.
All right, I'm watching it right now. Oh, a tip and Leonard Williams. That is one speedy big boy.
Yep.
I gotta wonder if some defensive linemen ever done track and field at high school. I would imagine that Williams would be one of those guys doing track and field at high school.
I don't know about track and field, but yeah, maybe.
Well, Younghoe Koo hit a 41-yarder. Falcons lead 10-9 at Atlanta. And so, Williams was a 4-star recruit, ranked as the 5th best strong side defensive end in his recruiting class. Though it didn't say if he did track and field. It listed his high school football highlights. He went to Maywood High School at Daytona Beach, a 2-sport athlete. Well, actually, he did football and track. So a lot of Pittsburgh sports but I know Pirates fans want to forget about that blown call in the 19th inning, the 4th longest game in franchise history. A disheartening loss against the Braves, a blown call by Jerry Meals, home plate umpire. Atlanta runners on first and third, 1 out. Scott Proctor had a ground ball to third, fielded by Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez threw to Michael McHenry, who appeared to apply the tag to Julio Lugo in plenty of time. But to the shock of everyone watching, Meals indicated Lugo somehow avoided the tag. And Clint Hurdle, the Pirates manager at the time, argued the call, but the argument fell on deaf ears. Yeah. And Meals came on severe criticism from the media and Pirates fans from that game. Oof.
But Jerry Meals still has a job.
I don't know. But now I'm looking at Penguins lore. 5 goals, 5 different ways. Of course, that's going to come to mind. But 2 of them, the save. The first one is Frank Pietrangelo, backup goalie for the Penguins, made an incredible diving glove save against Peter Stastny, who was shooting towards an open net. Game 6 of a first-round playoff series against the New Jersey Devils in 1991. But, though shortly thereafter, Pietrangelo relinquished the starting goalie job to Tom Barrasso, the Penguins went on to win the Stanley Cup. But Pietrangelo save helped the momentum to get the Penguins to their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. Pietrangelo helped the Penguins to a 4-3 win to force a 7th game. He proceeded to shut the Devils 4-0. Yet the save to Marc-Andre Fleury to clinch the Stanley Cup for the Penguins. The puck came to Henrik Zetterberg, shot the goal. Fleury made a pad save. Rebound came to Nicholas Lidstrom at the opposite faceoff circle, shooting at the open net. In a play similar to the Petrangelo save, Flory dove across the net, knocking the puck away as the clock ran out to give the Penguins their third Stanley Cup. But also, part of that same playoff run, the shush game. And even though Max Talbot was manhandled in a fight against Daniel Carcillo, Talbot shushed, facing up at the ground against the Flyers crowd, making a shushing motion. And that defiance energized the Penguins, scoring 5 unanswered goals after trailing 3-0. And you have the double OT thriller, Chris Kunitz' double overtime winner. That was the last game to this day that the Senators have played the playoffs. And most recently in Pittsburgh and Penguins and Sports Lore, spicy pork and broccoli. That was the most nervous I've been as a Penguins fan since the double overtime thriller. When Casey DeSmith stopping 48 of 51 Ranger shots, had to leave in the second overtime because of an apparent injury. Louis Domingue came in relief, stopping all 17 shots in relief. Evgeny Malkin scored in the third overtime at 5:58. And the Cardinals, in the most predictable news that we have heard, score another field goal.
Yep.
The scoring is all done by backup kickers here. Chad Ryland for the Cardinals, who was taking the place of the injured Matt Prater, and John Parker Romo taking the place of the injured Will Reichard. Romo hitting 44 and 55. Ryland hits from 32, 31, 24, and 40. The 40-yarder being the most recent. Well, Tennessee gets a touchdown back, but they need 3 more touchdowns to keep up pace with Washington. Will Levis to Nick Westbrook-Ikine, 27 yards. We imagine that the Commanders have lost momentum in the NFC East race. We expect the Eagles to quench it. The Colts are back on top with the lead, 17-16. Matt Gay hits a 25-yarder. If we look at Rookie of the Year tracker offensively, it's a showdown between Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and Drake May. But for Defensive Rookie of the Year, I would imagine Quayon Mitchell has it locked up. But Jacksonville has a field goal. Cam Little, 33 yards. Trevor Lawrence out for the game because of that concussion. We'll also look at some of the other games. So we're getting back to the action for the second half. And if this glitches out, I'll be recording this game for the trying to record this game, get a replay so that I can get it on YouTube, because something is going on with it in here. But so far it's 27-21 Steelers. After the catch on the first touchdown, George Pickens traversing 20 yards. It was 17 yards officially. Calvin Austin on the deep route towards the end zone for the second touchdown catch. Wilson has 257 passing yards, 21 of 27 passing, 2 touchdowns to a pick six, which should not have been. The 257 passing yards are career high for Jeff Russ in the first half. He is cooking, Ian.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I was in the wrong ward. It was not us who had the ball to start the game. It was the Bengals who started possession with the ball. I actually got back to this. We won the coin toss and deferred to the second half.
I see.
So the Bengals will kick it off. Evan McPherson has had an uncharacteristic year. He's been missing from long-range kicks and struggling in the clutch. He'll kick it off towards the left-hand side. Will this be returnable? It will not be. Cordero Patterson will watch this fly. And we'll have the first look of Russell Wilson in this second half. Evan Washburn interviewing Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches in the game. Every coach has flaws, and I know Mike Tomlin, he does have flaws with this clock management at times, but those are far and in between, it appears. But it was a smart call to take this 2.5 by kicking the field goal, knowing that the Steelers will have possession to begin the second half. So the first segment of 15 minutes underway here. Bengals trying to blitz. They decide not to, as that was Geno Stone in the 22. Trying to blitz Russell Wilson. Through the middle, completes it. Flagged out as Michael Pruitt was slowed down. There might be a flag over at the secondary area. Are they going to uphold this? Probably. Sean Hockey points. The penalty was on Akeem Davis-Gaber. That is his second penalty against him on this game. But that penalty was for a defensive hold on Pruitt. Pruitt caught it anyway, and Mike Tomlin smartly declines it. 17 yards officially, and this Steelers offensive line finding another gear. Pruitt, the motion man to the left. Bird tied on the roster behind Darnell Washington and Pat Fryermuth. Also in motion is Spence Garonic. Harris, 2 yards, bunched up by several Bengals. That includes Sam Hubbard. Mason McCormick, the right guard, helped up. 3 yards, B.J. Hill was the first to Harris. So it's 5 straight scoring drives for the Steelers. Touchdown, 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 field goal, field goal. And it's been quick and efficient. AFC North battles, some of the best divisional battles the league has to offer. Ravens-Bengals games being game of the year caliber. Fryermuth lines up at the slot right side. Mike Hilton faked the blitz. Wilson throws a deep ball to George Pickens on the way. Caught! Inside the 15! Champ Russ to George Pickens. The moon ball on full effect as Pickens delivers on that one, beating out rookie Josh Ewan, who gets a welcome to the NFL moment in his first start. Now, flag comes out well after the play was over, as Broderick Jones and George Pickens reconcile. You remember Pickens was called for taunting previously. I don't know if this is going to get his fate. And George Pickens dodges a bullet. He gets an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. But the type of gesture they had, in which he uses a gun gesture, I was sure to believe that he would be gone from this game. 2 penalties, 3 catches, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. He is not thrown out despite the gun gesture that he just made. Now, as the second time that Broderick Jones had to calm him down so as to get his act right. It is not a taunt. Pruitt, motioning left. Jones and Pickens, teammates at Georgia. Najee Harris, he is swallowed up. Loss of free for Najee. Jordan Battle made the stop. But Pickens really got away with one. And there was a discussion The Steelers go hurry up here on 2nd and 13. Wilson flushed out to his right. Looks around. He's going to run with this ball. He runs out at the 26. He knew exactly what he was doing. Running towards the right. He didn't have... At this wood, everyone was covered. And as soon as Wilson knew that everyone was closed off, he just takes off and runs. 5 yards on the run for Chef Russ. 3rd and 8 as Najee is on the sideline. Pittsburgh is 2 of 4 on 3rd down, averaging 6.3 yards to convert. Fryer move light up, wide to the right. Jalen Warren comes back to the left of Russell Wilson. 2 left and 2 right. Shotgun set. And a timeout taken. They did not get the play off on time. Play clock runs out. So they'll buy some more time here. So 3rd and 8. And after the George Pickens penalty, they need to regroup and think about it. Russell Wilson chatting with Arthur Smith. And speaking of Arthur Smith's former team, the Falcons now are trailing the Chargers. 17-0. Los Angeles leads. A touchdown, a 2-point conversion. Tarheeb still a pick 6. Josh Palmer's 2-point reception. Empty set for Russ. Ben Jefferson in the slot left. Change in design. Jalen Warren comes back to the shotgun to the left of Russ. Jefferson motioning right. Wilson trip set. Bengals rush 4. Stepping up around. Gets it away in time. And a smart play by Wilson to get it up on time to Michael Pruitt just before he could have gotten sacked. Trey Hendrickson sped up the timing, and Pruitt, who was ready for the reception, was able to get that. That was another Chris Boswell field goal, which would be the 6th straight scoring drive for Pittsburgh. Left hash, it is from 42 yards out. Ball be placed at the 32. Snap spot, and the kick is blocked! The Bengals get to the ball!
So, George Pickens pretty much cost his team points.
Basically, you don't do that gun gesture anywhere.
Nope, especially not now.
Oh, so it's 27-21. And Tarheeb's, and it was a Kirk Cousins pick 6, 61-yard return by rookie Tarheeb Still. That's the 2nd interception that Cousins has thrown in this game. And leading the way for Los Angeles, having 117 of the 140 passing yards from Justin Herbert. It's Ladd McConkey, 9 catches, 117 yards. For all the questions about who's going to fill in the slot role in the departure of Keenan Allen, we have our answer. Ladd McConkey. And the Jaguars have tied it against the Texans. It's a field goal bout. Cam Little hits his 2nd field goal. But this is a new low for the Texans. It's one thing to lose to the Titans, but it's another to lose to a team that is on the verge of having their fans bring back the cloud outfits.
Yeah.
By the way, it's 4-3 Red Wings in the lone NHL game that's going on right now. There are 2 NBA games that are set to go underway in about 30 minutes from now. Pacers and Grizzlies at FedEx Forum. Magic and Nets at Barclays Center. So 4-3 Red Wings over the Canucks right now. Jonathan Berggren start the scoring in the first period. Eric Gustafson and Marco Casper the assist. Jake DeBrusket scored 2 power play goals. Maybe on the same power play. 2 goals for him. Quinn Hughes assisted on both. Alex DeBrincat tied it 2. Dylan Larkin and Lucas Raymond. With the Apples, Piers Suter got Vancouver to lead in the second. Dakota Joshua, the assist. And tying it and taking the lead for Detroit, Michael Rasmussen on the power play and Vladimir Tarasenko. The Brust goals have come on a 43-second span. The 2 most recent Detroit goals, 2 minutes and 26 seconds apart. Bengals with the ball, set up at their own 32. Joseph Osai credited for the blocked field goal on Chris Boswell. Chase Brown munched up just 2 yards as Keanu Benton was the first Steeler to him. And Osai, the much maligned Cincinnati Bengal after he shoved Patrick Mahomes out of bounds in the AFC Championship game 2 seasons ago, gets some form of redemption. They'll say 3 yards for Brown as he is lined up at the slot right, empty set. Now gets back to the right of Burrow. Now moves into a tight end position. 3 receivers left and to the right. Burrow on 2nd and 7. Has to step up in front. Burrow, Hayward would not let him go. He got 1 yard, but that is all that he could muster out of us. Cam Hayward would not let him get away that easily. 3rd down. If you want block kicks, it would be better if you would take. If you want turnovers, it would be better if you take a block kick here. 3rd and 6. Minka Fitzpatrick, the deep safety, who is all alone at the backfield at midfield. 5.3 yards on average on 3rd downs as Chase was motioning left. Burrow, pressured by Watt, dumps out for Hudson. Hudson gets the 1st down as Keanu Benton wraps him up. At the last moment, Hudson got away from Benson as Burrow shakes off pressures from T.J. Watt and Cam Sutton. Joe Cool has won 7 yards so far, just 1 touchdown, but the offense has been thriving off explosive plays. Lone running back in the backfield is Chase Brown. Ja'Marr Chase line up at the slot to the left. Motion right is T. Higgins. Brown runs left, trying to get away from 1 man. Now 2nd. Cannot. The 2nd and 3rd guys to him were Joey Porter Jr. and Landon Roberts, the latter who has been one of the best on run defense. A bold decision by the Falcons to go for it on 4th and 5 in Charger territory, and it backfired on them. That was the pick 6. Should I say just wide? 2 yards on that run by Brown. Could not get anything as Drew Sample was the motion man. Nick Herbig on 2nd and 8. Burrow, he is munched up. Hauled down by Cam Hayward. The hometown boy gets the job done on 2nd down for Terrell Austin's defense. 3rd and long. Burrow tried to step up to escape, but the Bengals did not give him any room to maneuver. And Terrell Austin, one happy man after this. 3rd and 16. That's the 2nd sack of this game right after the T.J. Watt strip sack. Cam's son tried to blitz 3rd and 16. Somebody may have moved early. The officials motioning for a false start. It might be on Orlando Brown Jr.
It was.
Well, probably we might be used to it, given that Brown may be jumping early more often than not. And this dates back to his Ravens years, and even sometimes the Chiefs as well.
Oh, he was. Some Chiefs fans are saying it was a mistake to let Orlando Brown Jr. go.
But was it really?
No. because of the contract he got. And he got that because Jerick McKinnon was...
Higgins! Overcoming 3rd and 21 to get a first down for Cincinnati.
Wow. But as I was saying before that incredible play happened, Orlando Brown Jr. got the stats Orlando Brown Jr. got the contract he did because Jerick McKinnon, one of the best blocking running backs in the league at that time, cleaned up all of his messes.
At that left side, nonetheless. Brown, wrapped up by Larry Ogunjobi, 2 yards, as Ogunjobi limited the damage. 2nd and 9, so actually just 1 yard, but Cincinnati is driving. They overcome 3rd and 21. Low scuffle, but the officials step in to break it up. And that started with Preston Smith going at it. Or actually, not Preston Smith. That was Ja'Marr Chase and Deshaun Elliott. And Amarius Mims steps in to break it up. So, talk about Georgia players breaking up the fights. First it was Broderick Jones, and now it's Amarius Mims. 2nd and 9. Burrow, clean pockets. He gets away from 2 guys, fires it wide open through the middle. And a first down for Mike Gesicki. Another 20-yard pass play as it was Elliott making a stop. Burrow unscathed in the pocket. He sees the pressure early and steps up. Burrow does thrive against the top-scoring defenses in the league. I guess he does better when under pressure. 7-3 against the top-scoring defenses. But the Bengals are 1-6 and one-score games this season. Khalil Herbert was the motion man right. Burrow to Higgins. He dropped it. He tried to run after he was thinking catch, but he was thinking run first. Got the order wrong. Yep. It's 2nd down.
Update from New York. See, Kyler Murray rolls out, throws a rainbow ball, caught by Marvin Harrison Jr. Wow. Well, we have a Marvin Harrison Jr. sighting, Alec.
You've heard of Chevy's on the field with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Get ready for Maseratis on the field with Marvin Harrison Jr. Joe Burrow on 2nd down, 15-19, 158 yards as Burrow drops back, fires it immediately to Gesicki. Stopped after 3, maybe 4 yards by Preston Smith and Patrick Queen. 3rd down upcoming with 5:13 left in the 3rd quarter. I did cover a Bengals game earlier this season. That was their Week 2 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, when Dejon Anthony collided with Rashee Rice at the final sequence of the game. And Shamari Carter had a scoop and score in that game along with a sack.
Yep.
Motion left is Andre Yoshibash. Matched up 1-on-1 the outside of Dante Jackson. Steelers trying to blitz here. Burrow pump fakes twice. He has to hurry. They got him. T.J. Watt. How do you do?
I mean, and funny enough, Alec, about that game between the Chiefs and the Bengals, that's where the Chiefs paying the refs allegations started. But people seem to forget that if that Shamari Connor scoop and score doesn't happen, the Chiefs lose. We aren't even talking about that game-winning scenario for the Chiefs.
As McPherson drills the 38-yarder, it's still a one-score game, but 27-24, Steelers lead. But in that game, well, if we're looking at that, those allegations are being spread out like wildfire, nonstop. If fans are going to be like, oh, at least WWE is entertaining.
Oh, yeah. Well, with that, and we're getting compared to the 11-0 Steelers, the 10-1 Eagles, the 13-3 Steelers from 2017. The big difference between the Chiefs and all those teams, there is no arrogance with the Chiefs. There's no there's no players live streaming after games. Our coach isn't mouthing at fans. Our coach isn't mouthing at fans and getting into arguments with people. There are no players, tweeting about not losing, and there's no players dancing on logos. There's none of that. This is a team that's just locked in, and yes, have we been lucky? Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm not going to say there isn't any luck. Of course there's luck. But every winner has some luck somewhere.
Oh, there is luck involved in factors, but record-wise, it feels like the Chiefs, I don't know how they keep doing this. Well, that's a lovely Target commercial, but we've just received update. Calvin Austin will not return to the game.
Due to?
That was him getting winded. So Austin is being evaluated for a head. He was previously evaluated for a head injury, and he will not return as he is out with said head injury.
Yeah.
He previously got some oxygen from the sideline. As Evan McPherson will kick this one up. This will go towards the left. Is Patterson going to return? No. It sails into the end zone. And so the Steelers will start at their 30. And the Texans take the lead on a touchdown. We gotta wonder what is going on up with them, because we're asking this question a lot. Joe Mixon's 7-yard run. Canucks and Red Wings are in overtime. The tying goal came from Eric Brandstrom, his third of the year. As the Steelers, they want to strike right back after forcing Evan McPherson to kick a field goal after a third down sack by TJ Watt. That gives them 2 sacks on the game. Trey Hendrickson has yet to have one. Leading sack getter for the Bengals, Van Jefferson motions around twice. Audibles on the protection package. Roderick Jones having a clean game so far. Jefferson motions left again. Toss to Najee for the left. Harris. He is munched. 2 or 3 yards. Does depend on the spot. And it's true that Troy Fautanu is out for the rest of the regular season. Should the Steelers make the playoffs, I don't know if it's possible he could be available for a playoff game. But do remember, Fautanu is dealing with a dislocated kneecap. Usually those are season enders. But the Bengals, they have an extra guy onto the field. Russell Wilson wanted to hurry it up. There is a flag down. I believe it's for that 12th man on the field.
Yep,
Sean,
looks like it.
Yep. Sean Hockey saw that. His crew saw that. Zach Taylor was wanting to get that guy off the field. Extra man was B.J. Hill. He was the 12th man onto the field as he was trying to sub out. Wilson wanted to take advantage of that and get the snap off in a hurry. And Zach Taylor has his jaw dropped in surprise.
Do you think Zach Taylor gets fired after this season?
I think he does.
Yeah.
Motion left is Van Jefferson. Once gets a toss to Harris. Harris, gaping hole. Harris hurdles a man. Harris to midfield. shy of it. Over at the 48-yard line. This man is a bruiser.
And deceptively fast.
Patience and vision. The cutbacks as he was finding the running lanes and mighty each gap. That was a huge gaping hole set up for the right side. McCormick and Jones set that one up. 9 attempts, 54 yards, and a touchdown for Najee, having one of his best games for the air for the run. Wilson pump fakes to the left. Wilson, he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. There's no running lane through the middle. He didn't like what he saw, so he just came to a slide and then took a de facto sack. Tied at 1 between Columbus and Chicago. Connor Bedard and Ivan Provorov have the goals. Bedard's on the power play. That's his 5th of the year. Still overtime between Vancouver and Detroit. We'll get an update once everything is clear. Russ faked the snap. 4 wide here. 2 left and 2 right. And the shotgun is Najee Harris to his right. On 2nd and 10. Wilson delivers a dot into Bengal territory for the first down at the 30-yard line was Ben Skoranek. The former Los Angeles Ram who won a Super Bowl with them as a rookie. Second catch of the year for Skoranek as he joins the Steeler offense. He played with Matthew Stafford. Now he's playing with Russell Wilson. Miles Murphy is the late man onto the field. He jumped. He might have jumped. No flag is down for a neutral zone infraction.
What? What?
The Steelers get 5 yards anyway, but Miles Murphy visibly jumped, and Hockey's crew didn't catch that. Wilson tried to go hurry up here on 2nd and 5. 37 seconds left on the third quarter. Brian move line up and just slot to the right. Mike Williams is the outside receiver right. His only catch with the Steelers is the touchdown against the Commanders. Wilson dances, delivers a bullet. Pat Fryer move. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Pat Fryer move being as clutch as Heath Miller.
The Penn State product delivers for the black and gold. And even he's getting out with the crowd. Russell Wilson to Pat Fryer move. And mind you, Fryer move has been through 6 different starting quarterbacks. Ben Roethlisberger, Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph. As Chris Boswell nails the extra point, Fryer move has had 6 different starting quarterbacks for his career. Ben Roethlisberger in his final season. Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, Justin Fields, and now Russell Wilson.
And Kirk Cousins just threw another pick.
That gives him 3.
Kirk family member. Just. Oh boy. Oh, and this was after the Falcons. God dang it. Falcons, the Chargers chargered on a fake punt that fooled nobody, and you still found a way to waste that opportunity.
They were thinking 6, but they got 3. Younghoe Koo, 26-yarder. And the Vikings find pay dirt.
Wait, what?
The Vikings got a touchdown. Johnny Munt, 4 yards out from Sam Darnold. Still, it is no change in score between Seattle and the Jets. It's been a 21-16 lead ever since the 54-yard field goal from Jason Myers. Patriots up 24-17. They get a touchdown and a 2-point try. Antonio Gibson, he does not have a touchdown catch, but but he has an 11-yard touchdown run. Drake May converts the 2-point pass to Keyshawn Boutte.
Yes. That is his last name. His last name is Booty. He probably got made fun of it. He probably got all the jokes, but he is in fact a wide receiver, and we are going to have to say his name.
Oh. I mean,
oh well. But you know what though? I can't laugh too much considering that Friday Night Lights was based off a true story and their running back was named Booby Miles. So I can't say anything.
Oh, there's that. Nick Folk hit 2 field goals for the Titans in the third quarter, 41 and 44 yards out. Cincinnati having a chance to respond. Vancouver and Detroit are going to a shootout. Chris Boswell will kick this one off. 34-24, Steelers lead in this shootout. This is returnable. Bengals win from right to left in the Bengal Tiger jerseys. Excellent special teams stop. Who else but their special teams captain, Miles Kilbrew, on the stop?
Did you say Nick Folk?
Oh, yeah. Oh, chiseled.
Oh. I'm still waiting for Nick Folk to miss a kick.
And then Chisholm will go insane. Burrow will deliver right side, a perfect dot to T. Higgins. Stopped at midfield by who else? Micah Fitzpatrick. Haven't seen this name a lot on the season as teams are trying to stay away from throwing to him, but Minka made the stop to potentially save a first play touchdown. Now, TJ Watt has the third most sacks by a player in their first 8 seasons since 1982 when the sack stat started being recorded. So, third quarter's over. All right. Final score. Actually, we're not going to shoot out in Vancouver. The Vancouver Canucks win it on a Jake DeBrusk hat trick.
Wow.
All right. Whew. Yeah, how about this? And so every time I hear the name Jake in the NHL, you would be thinking Jake Gensel. Others would think Jake Walden and his Gritties. I would love it if another Jake would do the Gritty in the NHL.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Because Walden's made a habit out of it. Well, the dance popularized by the LSU boys, Justin Jefferson and Ja'Marr Chase. But Mike Gesicki decided to take that Gritty and turn it into the Giddy Up. All right. Chargers, Falcons in the fourth. LA leads 17-13. Cardinals and Vikings also in the fourth. 19-13. Arizona leads that. Other games in the fourth is the Patriots and the Colts. New England leads 24-17. We're about to get started with the fourth quarter in the midst of this shootout. AFC North games always deliver. You pick this one.
However ugly they may be.
But this one may be the prettiest one. And maybe one of the prettiest, along with the 2 Ravens-Bengals games. 2 Game of the Year caliber games.
Yes.
So you gotta wonder, if I'm Joe Burrow, if I'm throwing for over 800 yards, 8 touchdowns against the Ravens, and Ja'Marr Chase is putting up historical stat lines against the Ravens, and the Bengals lose both games, what more do you have to do? Or do you have to find out if you have to find some way to get a competent defense around like what Tree is saying? It is first down at the Cincinnati 49. It is a shotgun set. Burrow to throw. Go to right. Enter Steeler territory is Drew Sample, just 5 yards though. The stop by Elliott and Queen. A 10-point lead for the Steelers normally don't mean you're in a comfortable spot. Well, against the Bengals, nothing's ever comfortable. You're thriving in zone defense, and so far, that's been the way you're rolling with. 2nd and 4, they officially mark it 6 yards. Empty set as Chase Brown gets back to Burrow. And a tight end set to the right. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right as well. Steelers back up in zone defense. Burrow, go to middle, Tanner Hudson, first down at the 35-yard line to stop by Minka. It's a 10-point game, and the Steelers have accumulated 447 yards of total offense, 361 passing yards worth of such. Only 1 sack, but that was the Russell Wilson slide. And Burrow leads the league in passing yards, 194. Has one of the best touchdown to interception ratios, just 4 interceptions, 27 yards. Movement up front. And a call false start.
Yep.
That's the former Buffalo Bill, Cody Ford. An offensive tackle turned guard as he was going one-on-one with Cam Hayward. It feels like they were doing a little practice session one-on-one between offensive linemen against defensive linemen. That backs him up 5 yards. They're the second most disciplined team in the league, averaging 4.7 penalties on the season. But today, they have gone 9 penalties, one of the most of their totals. Burrow for the left is tipped up twice and picked off. Dante Jackson, double deflection, drama here in Cincinnati.
Saw that ball hanging in the air. I'm like, yep, that's easy pickings.
He couldn't get up cleanly as it was a double deflection. The initial tip at the line by Cam Hayward. T. Higgins was going back to it, but it went off his fingertips. It didn't look like he was in a good position to catch that either. I hate it was a drop for him, but Higgins was not in a position to catch that ball as it went off his fingertips. And Jackson was in the best place possible to intercept it.
Yeah.
Whew. And you know, what a bad time for Joe Burrow to throw his 5th interception of the year, though by no fault of his own. That was excellent awareness by both Hayward and Jackson.
Yep.
Defensively. So, looking around through several scores, Seahawks hit a field goal. They have cut the Jet lead to within 2. Jason Myers from 43. Both teams have went 20 minutes. They have went 20. So both teams have went 21 minutes. Let's see. Hold on. I didn't word this correctly. So Jason Myers hit a 43-yard field goal to begin the 4th quarter. This game has went 21 minutes and 4 seconds without a scoring change. It's now 21-19 Jets. The Jets have not scored since the 10:40 mark of the 2nd quarter. Kenny Nwangwu's 99-yard kickoff return touchdown. Falcons have the ball. They are driving against the Chargers. And the most recent score for Washington was a touchdown from them. It is Zach Ertz on the receiving end from Jaden Daniels, 4 yards out, pending the extra point from Zane Gonzalez, who was taking the place of the injured Austin Seibert. And the Texans hit a field goal against the Jaguars. Kaini Fairbairn, one of the most accurate kickers in the league, especially from deep. So later today, it is the Ravens and the Eagles. MVP candidacy showdown. 2, maybe 3 MVPs going against each other. Saquon Barkley for the Eagles. And how about this? Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry both in the MVP conversation. Would anyone entertain that?
I don't know about Derrick Henry. Lamar and Saquon, most definitely. I just don't know if Derrick Henry has been used enough.
Vlad comes out right after the play. And, of course, the usage of Derrick Henry, a major topic on the Todd Monken offense. Vlad comes out well after the play was over. Cincinnati declines the ineligible man downfield penalty. It was on the rookie center, Zach Frazier, who was one of the 2 rookies on the Steeler offensive line. Frazier, coming in from West Virginia. The other rookie, Mason McCormick, a rookie from South Dakota State. Second down here as Van Jefferson motions to the right. Is lined up to the right of Pat Fryermuth and then comes back for the left, right behind Wilson and Harris. Najee on the run. He gets to midfield, getting 3 yards. Pittsburgh trying to get something out of this turnover that was forced off the Cam Hayward tip, in which it bounced off of T. Higgins' fingertips. First interception thrown by Joe Burrow on the day. Russell Wilson threw a pick 6. Trey Hendrickson lined up opposite Dan Moore Jr. Steelers are 2 of 5 on third downs, averaging 6.6 yards to go. Wilson, pressure from his right. Wilson fires a moonshot. There is a flag down. Would it be illegal contact or pass interference? The ball was locked out of bounds, though. I may lean towards illegal contact. The attentions are made towards the officials about what was going on between the receiver and Cam Taylor-Britt. There was no penalty on the backfield. There was a hold on the Steelers. Cincinnati declines. And so it'll be a 3-and-out forced by the Bengals defense. A rare success for Cincinnati.
Very rare.
And the loneliest man in the Steelers locker room is Corliss Waitman. He'll be punting. So the snap will be from midfield. Waitman is positioned at the Steeler 35. Kicks it from his own 39. This is down deep. Fair catch is signaled from Isaiah Williams, who was called up to the active roster. And the Bengals get it back 2 minutes, 17 seconds into the fourth quarter. So Williams, a rookie receiver out of Illinois, sort of into the lineup because of the absence of Charlie Jones and Trenton Irwin. Irwin a healthy scratch, Jones out of a groin injury. So looking around for the rest of the league, Gonzalez hit the extra point. It is 19-16. Arizona leading Minnesota. John Parker Robo hits his third field goal of the day, 31 yards out. All right. Put up a shot of time here in Atlanta. Falcons have the ball with 2 minutes to go. 4th and 3 at their own 40. They must go for it. 2 minutes are on the clock. What's better for them? They have their timeouts, and they convert on the first down. Well, it was a pass short left to B. John Robinson for 2 yards, but what saved them was a defensive hold that gets an automatic first down.
Okay, Falcons, can you please play up to the talent that you have?
And Columbus takes the lead on Chicago, 2-1, thanks to Kent Johnson. Damon Severson and Cole Sillinger have the assists.
That's not a surprise.
So as for the subsequent broadcast that'll get up on Tuesday. Magic and Knicks winner takes Eastern Conference Group A in the NBA Cup. It's a win and you're in situation for these two teams. They're both 3-0. Winner takes the group. The loser will be locked into the points battle between the Celtics and the loser of the Bucks-Pistons game, which is also win and you're in for Eastern Conference Group B. And this Thursday will be the Packers and the Lions, in which I'll broadcast Friday, the Stars and Golden Knights. Before I get to next Sunday, which will be the Sunday night football game, the Chargers and Chiefs AFC West showdown. Still, it's Pittsburgh leading 34-24. The Bengals are 4-20 at home against Pittsburgh as Dante Jackson puts the initial hit on Tyler Hudson. He could not escape from the reinforcements. 3 Steelers surround him, limited to just 4 yards. Peyton Wilson was the second man. Ja'Marr Chase enters in. And of course, we can ask about a pick about Ja'Marr Chase, if it was a logical option or if they would have picked Penny Sewell, which honestly, I feel they still should have picked Sewell.
Yep.
2nd and 5. Burrow throws the dot to the right side. Deflected off of Higgins. Multiple flags enter. Went right onto the Cincinnati bench, and Porter's upset. He's pleading his case. All right, so for Porter, it is a second pass interference case. And while that was a valid one, the first one wasn't. The first one was not catchable. This one was legit. Chase Brown, the running back, right behind Joe Burrow in the single back. It may be a pistol, actually. First down for the Bengals. Trying to improve on a 4-20 record against the Steelers all time. Brown, bunched up. Woo! What a hit! Cam Sutton delivers the barbecue. Paying a little homage to the great Gus Johnson on that last one. He got barbecue back there. He didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings. Legendary call of the Denzel Ward hit when he was with Ohio State. 2nd and 8. Elliott. Steelers are showing blitz. There's one safety back deep. Steelers are in deep blitzing. Flag comes in, and immediately the ball jarred free. So it could not be secured by Yoshibash. Cam Sutton delivered a hit, but we have to check the penalty. What's going to be? Amarius Mims called for illegal formation. Mike Tomlin is declining the penalty, however, because of the blitz that was sent out by Terrell Austin. This is what I want to see more of. Blitzing Joe Burrow. Make him uncomfortable. 3rd and 8. Shotgun. And Tanner Hudson to the right of Mims. Dante Jackson lined up outside right. Cam Sutton in the slot. And motion left is Andre Yoshibash. Burrow, all alone. He lost the ball. Picked up. Can this be ran back? It will. Peyton Wilson, the scoop and score.
Well, that's it. Game over. Yoink.
Hear him howl. Hear him cry. Peyton Wilson. Thundering with a vengeance around onto the sky. I know that was delayed, but Peyton Wilson, the rookie out of NC State, levered away to get the Steelers up 40-24. And the Wizard of Oz. But this game has certainly gone wicked. It's 41-24. A strip sack this time from Nick Herbig and Wilson Dare to set it up. The scoop and score, Cincinnati down 17. And the Steelers are taking it to the Steelers are really punching the Bengals' mouths. I love it. Next, dude, look at the other scores right now. See if we have any final. Not right now, but you looking at the Commanders and the Titans, that is not even close. The Texans go up 23-6 on the Jaguars. Dalton Schultz on the receiving end from C.J. Stroud, 22 yards out. First touchdown pass of the day for Stroud. 233 passing yards, though. But it's a Joe Mixon type of day. Whew. Man, I love this Steelers team.
The Bengals defense has given up over they've given up over 450 yards of offense to the Steelers. The Steelers. Oh, man. Joe Burrow goes, my kingdom for a defense.
My kingdom for a defense. As you know, I was wondering when everything would fall apart for the Bengals. This is going to be the year that everything falls apart, and it is. 199 passing yards for Joe Burrow. Ja'Marr Chase is limited to 30 receiving yards. He has the low receiving touchdown. T. Higgins leads the Bengals with 60 receiving yards on 3 catches. No Cincinnati player has more than 75 receiving yards. Chase Brown has 70 rushing yards. Looking to get back underway as some of these Bengals are putting on the slime. And on a day in which people were anticipating this would be a Ja'Marr Chase type of game, it's a Russell Wilson type of game. Burrow will get another chance, but Chef Russ, having the most first-half passing yards of his career, he is going on with 362 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and just 1 interception, which shouldn't have been. It was close in the first half, but the Steelers are quickly turning this into a laughter. Three minutes, 54 seconds gone in the fourth quarter. Cincinnati down by 17, needing a miracle. Dante Jackson playing zone defense. Burrow has to hurry up. Does. T. Higgins with his 4th catch of the day gets 7 yards. 8, actually. 2nd and 2. So he has 68 yards. Najee Harris has 110 yards from scrimmage. 1 rushing touchdown. He has a low one at that regard. And he exited the game briefly, but came back onto the field after getting some oxygen from the Steelers sideline. 2nd and 2. Burrow drops back. He is under pressure. Shovels it out to Chase Brown. Patrick Queen slips. Brown still going. And wrapped up at the legs by Devontae KZ. Brown is upright. It is a first down as KZ, one of the hardest hitters on the Steeler defense, wants to revive that mentality. Hard-hitting defense. Getting upfield as he tried to fake out KZ, but KZ was not fooled. There's still 10 minutes to go. The Bengals need a miracle. That catch and run gives Burrow 27 passing yards, a touchdown and a pick. Chase is lined up at the shotgun to the left. He has the only touchdown catch. Burrow will look towards the left side. Leaping grab Yoshivash. And a first down. 9:35 to go in the fourth quarter. And Arizona hits another field goal. What else is new? That is the fifth field goal by Chad Ryland on the day, 23 yards out. Yoshivash with 2 catches, 32 yards on 3 targets. Pittsburgh is outgaining Cincinnati in total yards 451 to 308. Burrow will look. Throws towards the right side, over the head of T. Higgins. It stops the clock, though. 2nd and 10. And it may be game over for Atlanta. It is game over for Atlanta. Kirk Cousins, with his 4th interception of the game, seals it for the Chargers.
Yep.
Shotgun. Chase Brown gets up front, directly right behind Cody Ford. He's in a tight end set. 2 left and 2 right for Cincinnati. Burrow airs it over to the left side. Dante Jackson. He was tight on Ja'Marr Chase. Nothing there for the 2 LSU boys. It's 3rd and 10. And Nick Herbig was the one getting the pressure on Burrow. And it looked like Jackson was close enough to getting it his 2nd interception of the game. But that time he shut up Ja'Marr Chase very well. Jackson may be the most underrated pickup by the Steelers in the offseason. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Jump by TJ Watts will be a free play for the Bengals. Airing towards the end zone. And a pass breakup. Bengals fans want a flag. Don't get their wish. Battle between Porter and Higgins. A flag late as Joey Porter Jr. may have drawn his 3rd pass interference penalty against him. It's worked exclusively against T. Higgins. Are they going to call a hold or are they going to call pass interference? Let's see. Sean Hockey will be set to make the call and deliver the verdict. Another legitimate defensive pass interference, but T.J. Watt initially jumped offside. Then Joey Porter Jr. held Higgins and then committed pass interference, which gets the Bengals at the 1-yard line. And at the end of it, Nick Herbig roughed up Joey Burrow. Joe Burrow, that is not roughing the passer. The body weight rule does not apply, even though I don't like the rule. Cincinnati going for an empty set here on 1st and goal. Now a shotgun set with Brown to the right. Steelers trying to counter. It is Burrow. Who does he go to? Rolls out left. Throws this over to the end zone. Trying to concentrate. Higgins could not haul it. It's 2nd and goal. And initially it looked like a 2nd straight pass interference. This time it would be Cam Sutton this time around. Had that one been called. But Higgins could not haul it. He was grabbed by Sutton at that spot. And it looked like a training camp drill. Higgins was targeted 9 times, catching 4 passes, 68 yards. They ruled this one an incompletion and not pass interference. 2nd and goal for the Bengals. They have to hurry here, and Higgins toe taps his way for the touchdown. It's not over yet. 8:39 to go here. Still plenty of time to operate. The catch and the tiptoe inbounds from Higgins, and there's no doubt about that. Just as Nick Herbig was powering Burrow up. All passes here. They get one. They still need 10 more for a comeback. This may turn into a shootout type. And it already is. Extra point from McPherson. Through. Bengals are within 10. This is still going to require the Steeler offense to execute. Mike Tomlin has 2 timeouts left. Zach Taylor is all free. See, look around through some more at the score lines around. The Seahawks have taken the lead with 5:31 to go.
Finally. And then for some reason, there were a bunch of penalty flags. There were a bunch of penalty flags after the play. We'll look at that later. But for right now, the Vikings convert on a 4th and 7. Sam Darnold with a bullet to guess who? No, but seriously, with a bullet to JJ Justin Jefferson. 4th and 7. They are at the 2-minute warning.
And they must score a touchdown to win.
Yep.
But do remember, they should not leave Arizona with plenty of time on the clock as the Bengals stuffed the Steelers at the 15 on the kickoff return.
Okay, so this is probably nothing, but the Titans have scored 9. It's 35-19 Commanders. Probably nothing, but something to maybe look at. I don't know.
Probably. Getting an update from Jacksonville in a moment as we get the Steelers back onto the field. It's a shotgun set. Najee Harris. Jefferson's motioning to the left. Van Jefferson, that is. Darnell Washington line up as a tight end left. Harris pouncing through. Whew. He got about 7 yards out of that run towards the left side. Good lane set up by Moore and Darnell Washington. The touchdown from Jacksonville was Parker Washington, 22 yards out from Mac Jones. Same draft class as Trevor Lawrence. He's now the backup to T-Law as Lawrence is out for the rest of this game of a concussion. A score can seal it here for Pittsburgh, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. But it has to be a long and sustained drive to set Chris Boswell up in good position. Pat Fryer move with the motion man right. Play fake for Russ. He'll swing it to Najee. Harris trying to find room. He does. And the first down. And a late flag at the end of it. Isaac Sumalo set up the screen towards the right for Najee Harris to maneuver. I think this may be coming back.
So possibly a hold,
or maybe it could be on Cincinnati. Thinking about it, I think it might be Akeem Davis-Gaver for a face mask.
Update from Indianapolis. The Colts score, and they complete the 2-point conversion. It's 25-24 Colts. 12 seconds left in the game.
Oh my goodness, the possibilities of this witching hour.
And Minnesota just scored against the Cardinals.
A touchdown?
Touchdown. And the extra point. Vikings lead 1 minute, 13 seconds left.
Here comes the hardest part. You're going up against Kyler Murray, and you have to stop him. That's the hard part, but Brian Flores is content with his blitz-heavy defense. So the Steelers get 15 more yards out of this off the Akeem Davis-Gaver face mask. Hendrickson's a free rusher, and Russ throws it to the Steelers sideline. And if you haven't heard by now, Another flag comes out. I think it's for an ineligible man downfield. Zach Frazier, maybe. I think Frazier might have got a little too enthusiastic. Oh my God. That is actually one of the funniest ineligible man downfield penalties where he was going, Leroy Jenkins. Oh my gosh, he just ran it. Second down nonetheless. Bengals decline the penalty. As the Steelers continue to lead 10 points, 41-31. 7-12 left in the fourth quarter. Wilson does a draw play to Najee. He was thrust forward by Trey Hendrickson, who tackled him from behind. Third down and 9. Under 7 minutes to go. Bengals defense needs 2 more stops.
Wow, he really didn't.
Bengals are trying to blitz. At the line of scrimmage, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 guys at the line of scrimmage. Najee Harris to the left. Bengals are going with an all-out blitz. Wilson towards the right, caught. He finds his man, Van Jefferson. Can he split the gap? He does, and sets the Steelers up in the red zone again. Chef Russ cooking in the kitchen, and he delivered a freshly cooked, well-done pork chop to Van Jefferson. 44 yards on the slant. And this Van is going all gas, no brakes. 408 yards on the Russell Wilson masterclass. Fire move motions left, toss play. Najee Harris can't get much of that. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. But an explosive play by the Steelers gets them in good position to possibly score again. Bruins and Canadians is delayed. And an injured Bengal on the field. And I believe that is Jordan Battle, 27, starting in the place of Von Bell, who was benched to start this game. They're already dealing with the loss of Logan Wilson to injury. And they are missing Sheldon Rankins to an illness. And the concern now about Battle comes in from a safety position, and he got a hit. I think it might be his leg. He is on the ground, and it does not look good.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, boy.
So, it's locked in here between Boston and Montreal. And they unveiled the statue. A statue outside of TD Garden with the Boston Bruins. So I think that maybe was the delay. Well, the Cardinals, 4th down and 10. Vikings are up to the challenge. Minnesota's used their last timeout. Arizona has 1 timeout left. I would believe they are saving it for Chad Ryland game winner.
Yep.
But that is if the Cardinals convert on this 4th down.
Yep. All right. Cardinals, everyone's been saying you're in a cupcake division. This is your time to prove them wrong by taking down one of the more improbable elite teams of the NFC.
On the sideline, medical trainers are working on the left leg of Jordan Battle. 2nd and 9 here for Pittsburgh in the red zone. Motion man left I think that's Mike Williams, position to the left of Dan Moore. Play fake. Wilson. Does he swing it to Warren? He does. And he caught it. Checks out. He caught it before stepping out of bounds. It'll be third down and short for the Steelers. And a good situation for them to be it. Clock is still rolling. You're looking for running out more clock. And a smart play by Warren. And because you're not inside 5 minutes, his right foot was out of bounds. As Wilson pump fake twice before going to Warren on the lob.
And Kyler Murray is picked off. Vikings win.
Wilson's going to throw. Hayes to the back of the end zone. A flag comes in. I think this may be illegal contact. Chef Russ is under a heavy rush. 4:52 left in the fourth quarter. And this penalty may be against the Bengals. Holding on Cam Taylor-Britt. Same distance as illegal contact, 5 yards. It is also an automatic first down. Kyler threw 2 picks. And that seals the win for Minnesota. Indianapolis getting a much-needed win to keep their season alive. And Joey Sly missed by just 2 yards on a 68-yard field goal try. He had the distance, but was 2 yards shy of the all-time record. Hand off, here's Najee trying to power. Forward progress. Oh my goodness, he was pushed in. They blew the whistle dead, despite the fact that Harris was stopped, and then he was pushed for several times. The Steelers are upset that this was not a touchdown, and the Bengals used their timeout. He was stopped 1 yard past the line of scrimmage, then gets pushes around from Isaac Sumalo and Zach Frazier. And I know that play should have kept going. Now, the Steelers are going to bring in Justin Fields for this next play. Russell Wilson with 414 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. They're going to bring in Fields for a little run package, it seems. And they bunched up with Jalen Warren. Loss of 1. Cincinnati uses their final timeout, trying to hold the Steelers at bay, as we got Jeff Russ back in action. You talk about everyone eats offense. This next play is must stop for Cincinnati. Third worst red zone offense onto the field, up against the worst red zone defense in as Pittsburgh's red zone offense, third worst. Cincinnati's red zone defense, league worst. Third and goal, and the Steelers are going for an empty set. Russell Wilson stepping up in the pocket, and he'll eat up the sack. The benefit of that, though, is that it will run down the clock some more. You don't stop the clock. It'll keep the clock rolling so that the Bengals will have much less time to mount a comeback. So you eat the sack. I may not know if this is by design. And Chris Boswell, the Steelers are taking a lot of time here. I think Pittsburgh may take a timeout once the play clock gets down to 3, maybe 2 or 1 second. Winding down 3, 2, 1, and timeout. Well, actually, they're going to take a delayed game penalty. The Steelers were not intent on running a play. It'll be a delayed game penalty against the Steelers. So, what I think, Ian, is that the Steelers are playing this smartly, playing the clock game. And you save those 2 timeouts, which is good for you, so that you don't risk anything else in terms of timeouts. Save them for defensive adjustments if the Bengals are going to account for anything. If they get out of bounds. 30-yard try for the Wizard of Oz from the right hash. Kick is up. And there was no doubt about it. The many fans that are left here are Steelers fans who are wanting to see their team win. As we get some celebrations for the Steelers. 44-31, the current score. The Steelers with the lead. What started off disastrous on a Cam Taylor-Britt no penalty call for the pick six has turned into a rout here in the second half. And the Steelers defense took over in that third quarter. And the fourth quarter as well. 20 second quarter points were the difference. They outscored the Bengals 20-7 in that second frame. And it's been all Steelers ever since. 3:53 remaining. How will this one end? Rams, Saints, Bucks, Panthers have kicked off. What was it?
Oh, sorry. You may be picking up ambient noise from my house, so I'll go on mute.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something. Here is Chris Boswell on the kickoff. Bengals return. And why not? Jermaine Burton past the 30, outside the 35. Out of bounds at that spot. And the Washington Commanders may have likely sealed the win against the Tennessee Titans. Chris Rodriguez Jr., 7 yards out on his touchdown run. Well, Ian, the Jaguars are making it interesting. Mac Jones to Brian Thomas Jr., 6 yards out for the touchdown. First down, Ja'Marr Chase motions left to the slot. Burrow will dump off for Chase. Immediately, the stop made by both Beanie Bishop and Joey Porter Jr. Bengals have to hurry. They need 2 touchdowns to win. Clock is still moving. 3.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 3 at the Cincinnati 43. Burrow on a deep drop back. Immediate dump off to Gesicki, who runs out of bounds. 3:23. He picks up the Bengals first down. The clock stops with 3:23. And a 2-point try is good from the Jaguars. Jones to Parker Washington. And the Jaguars are not dead yet. Witching hour, Ian. Andre Yoshimash in the trip formation to the right. Fake the run play. Burrow will get out front. Burrow delivers a dime to Chase. Ja'Marr Chase got the block. Foot race. Chase down at the 2. 3:05 to go here in the fourth quarter. And all of a sudden, the Bengals are alive. Who else but the best player on the Cincy offense to get the ball? They're at the 50 yards, and it's first and goal. Burrow, clean pocket, delivers it to the right, nearly picked. Joey Porter Jr. had it.
Did you know that the Patriots tried a 68-yard field goal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just saw that.
That's insane. 2nd and goal, 2:43. Porter with 4 penalties against them on the day. 3 of them for pass interference. 2nd and goal, Burrow will look here on a deep drop back. Joe Burrow to the middle, flag down. It's caught at the back of the field. Chase Brown, or rather Andre Yoshimash, gets the Bengals within 1 score, pending the penalty. Defensive penalty. This penalty will be declined. Cincinnati is not going away here. Hands to the face right before the pass. And the Bengals have life. A beautiful spiral by Joe Burrow to Andre Yoshivash. They won't go away.
No, and do you think that? Oh, they don't have any timeouts.
Yeah, they don't. 44.
So they have to go. So they have to go for the onside kick.
But they would have to.
Unless they try and do something with 2-minute warning.
You know, one first down will end it. And all of a sudden, the Bengals have life, but they have to force a stop or that they go an onside kick. But because they have no timeouts left, I would imagine that the Bengals need to kick an onside kick. You have to declare it. Pittsburgh preparing in the case if there's an onside kick here. And Danny Smith is instructing his special teams unit on a potential of an onside kick. Smith is the special teams coordinator, and he's seeing his stock rise in terms of special teams coaches. Complete turnaround in Smith's reputation. 44-38. This has been a fun one, Ian, and I'm happy to have you with me for this one.
Oh, yes, sir.
This game has seen 82 combined points, the most in an NFL game this season. 44 for Pittsburgh, 38 for Cincinnati. But it's far from over. Evan McPherson's going for an onside kick try. The Steelers are trying to counter it. This kick must go 10 yards or has to be touched by a Pittsburgh player for Cincinnati to be able to to recover. And we have a timeout.
Yep.
Mike Tomlin signals for it. Danny Smith wants a word of his special teams unit. There will more chews on that gum. I think the Steelers will. The plan here is to get a quick recovery, then first down, to force the Bengals to get a miracle. Run out as much time as possible after you recover this. Make sure every gap is covered and that nobody can get the way here on Cincinnati, and that nobody on Cincinnati gets any favors towards them. Every gap is covered. More guys on the right side. You have 3 guys on the left. This is onside kick formation for both guys. Evan McPherson will be the one delivering the onside kick. It's on the way. Here we go. Stepping up in front. And here's the recovery from Connor Hayward. And the Steelers will need just one first down to seal the game.
That should be a problem.
And Cam Hayward, the elder Hayward here, who went to Ohio State, he saw his brother Connor Hayward contribute on special teams. This man's a Michigan State product and a well-executed special teams play by Danny Smith's crew. If Cincinnati stops them 3 straight times, you're staring at a potential Hail Mary situation. Najee Harris gets 4, which should take us to the 2-minute warning. There is a 7-second difference between the play clock and the game, and between the play clock and the game clock, with the play clock trending towards 2-minute warning. 2nd and 7 on the next play. So you got 1 running play down. The Bengals stopped that. But 1 first down can seal it. And the Steelers are 20-4 all time against the Bengals at Cincinnati. Among those games included the meltdown of Paul Brown And also with the William Jackson business decision on Le'Veon Bell, the Steelers coming back from down 17 to win that game. Another win, including the madness at Paul Brown. And the winner was first named Paycor Stadium. With Joe Burrow throwing 4 interceptions, the Steelers getting a very, very ugly victory in a game that featured 3 missed field goals. Or missed extra point and 2 missed field goals.
Oof.
Oh. Well, but that game, that may have taken several years off of the lives of Bengals fans and Steelers fans. That game was knocked up at 20 in overtime at Cincinnati in the rain, and Mitch Trubisky delivered the winning drive to set up Chris Boswell's field goal from 55. Ja'Marr Chase seemed to have won it, but the extra point was a bad snap and allowed Minka Fitzpatrick to block it on Evan McPherson. The Bengals had to use Mitchell Wilcox as the emergency long snapper because Cork Harris was out of that game.
Yep, I remember watching that game. I remember because I had just left my college room up and the Texans had beat the Jaguars. I had just left my room in undergrad to go shopping because the Bengals had just scored a touchdown. I'm like, okay, this game's over. I did not see Minka block the extra point. But then I saw Twitter explode. I'm like, okay, what happened? He blocked the kick.
And the game went to full overtime. All 10 minutes of it, Boswell the winner.
Yep.
All right. All the Steelers need is a first down to win this. DJ Watt with 2 sacks in this game. 7 yards. That's the distance. This is second down, but they need just 7 yards. They don't need to go for the score. They only need a first down. 2 tight ends lined up to the right. Darnell Washington and Michael Pruitt. Van Jefferson motioning again. He has been most frequently utilized in motion. Single back set. Cowboys a strong side formation. Toss right. Najee Harris and the Bengals. More flags out. So this will stop the clock at 1:54. Bengals are playing towards the Steelers. Michael Pruitt called for holding. But you don't want to give the Steelers an extra down. That's why the Bengals declined the penalty. I almost thought that Najee, BJ Hill may have gone ahead onto the face mask, but not enough for it to be called a face mask penalty. Russell Wilson out. That'll bring Justin Fields in for this play. 3rd and 4. He'll check in for here.
Prediction, Fields will take it himself.
I mean, the Steelers have used him in the Marcus Mariota role that the Raiders used him when Mariota was the backup QB to Derek Carr. He will take it himself. Justin Fields will win the game. A slide at the end of it, and the first down to seal the win at Cincinnati.
Yeah, the entire Bengals defense was keyed in on Najee. There was nobody going with Fields.
And for the Bengals, they will fall to 1-7 in one-score games this season. Justin Fields, who was being used in run packages by the Steelers, similarly to how the Raiders utilized Marcus Mariota right behind Derek Carr. That's the same case here as we have a kneel down, first of 2. They'll have to do a second kneel down. That's the first from Russ. 44-38 will be your final score here at the Queen City. The Steelers eyeing first place in the AFC North. They'll either be a half game ahead of the Baltimore Ravens or 1.5 games ahead of them, depending on the result on the next game between the Ravens and Eagles.
Also, don't forget, they might have a chance to jump. I forget, does Buffalo own tiebreaker over the Steelers?
Well, we have to kneel down. That's going to do it. Russell Wilson downs his hometown team. And tiebreaker rules don't apply right now, but they will later. Buffalo is 9-2. We are 9-3 now. But I would believe that Buffalo will get the win over San Francisco, so tiebreaker rules may not apply. But as such, I could be inclined to believe that Buffalo can have tiebreaker over us. But that is all from Paycor Stadium, previously known as Paul Brown Stadium. The Steelers get a win, 44-38. And you know, as a Steeler fan myself, I may like to reference one video in a locker room chant that's popularized in the Bill Cowher era. Ho day, we day. That's how I like to see it for my Steelers.
Well, it was a good time with you, Alex.
Good.
And I might be joining you for the Chiefs and Chargers.
That should be fun. Jim Harbaugh and Andy Reid, book your tickets.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's going to do it from Paul Brown Stadium. A Russell Wilson masterclass of 414 yards, 3 touchdowns to 1 pick, 29-38 passing, a 126.4 passer rating, and a black and gold victory to improve to 9-3 on the season. Alongside Ian Genge, I am Alec Nava saying so long from Cincinnati. Good night, everyone, and have a good day wherever you are.
Peace out.